This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network Limited. We broadcast from our studios at 14 Ocean Boulevard in the Digicel Center, downtown Kingston, Jamaica, transmitting on the FM 90 band, 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne, serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew and parts of St. Thomas, and 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James, serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcast on YouTube at Nationwide 90 FM Live and on Flow at Channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Friday, June 19, 2026. Threat of U.S. visa revocations prompted Holness administration to sign TCN deal. Dr. Andrew Wheatley adds Peter Champagny to legal team amid a battle with the Integrity Commission. In regional news, Barbados Prime Minister unveils manifesto for slavery reparations. In international news, Andy Burnham wins UK by-election, paving the way for a potential challenge to Keir Starmer. And in business, Pizza Hut chain being sold for nearly $3 billion. The details after the break.
Parents, guardians, let's keep school mornings moving. The National Rural School Bus Program is now cashless, so don't forget to top up your child's student transportation card. Top up easily at any Operation Bill Express location island-wide, or simply download the Tap Jamaica app for quick and convenient top-ups. Fast, simple, secure. No cash in hand, just tap and ride. The National Rural School Bus Program, keeping our students moving every school day.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Nationwide News understands that the threat of random Jamaican citizens having their non-immigrant visas revoked by U.S. authorities gave impetus to the decision by the Holness administration to agree to action a plan with its counterpart in Washington to accommodate so-called third country nationals seeking to transit to another country via Kingston. This threat of wide-scale visa revocations was mooted by at least 2 U.S. government officials. Robian Williams reports.
The Trump administration has for several months been lobbying the Holness administration to join at least 23 other countries across the globe under the Third Country National Agreement. Sources close to the U.S. government tell our news center that Washington was not amused by what it perceived to be the tardiness of the Jamaican government in agreeing to a deal. Those sources say that's when the U.S. pulled the visa revocation card as a means of hastening the steps of the Jamaican government. It's a matter our news center put squarely to Minister of National Security and Peace, Dr. Horace Chang, in a telephone call on Thursday afternoon. Dr. Chang downplayed the claim, saying there was never any attempt by Washington to force the hand of the Holness administration. But nationwide news sources say the move by the U.S. in January this year to include Jamaicans on a list of 75 nationalities for whom the processing of immigrant visas had been put on indefinite pause was a subtle but calculated move by Washington to pressure the Holness administration to sign up to the TCN deal. Or sources say a Jamaican government official, whom they declined to name, had raised the possibility of a major work exchange program between Kingston and Washington to address labor shortages in some industries in Jamaica. But that proposal was reportedly not endorsed by Dr. Chang. It's understood that the issue is different and distinct from the negotiations around the Memorandum of Understanding concerning third country nationals. Jamaica joins Belize, Costa Rica, Panama, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbados, St. Lucia, Guyana, Grenada, and Paraguay as countries which have agreed to third country national agreements with the United States. Robeanne Williams for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, opposition leader Mark Golding is calling for National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang to face Parliament's Privileges Committee to account for whether he was truthful in his claim that the third country nationals arrangement originated with the United States. Golding's call follows a newspaper article suggesting that the arrangement was first proposed to the U.S. by Minister without Portfolio Ambassador Audrey Marks in March.
I think there is a basis for this matter to be referred to the Privileges Committee of Parliament so that the question of whether the Minister of National Security lied to Parliament yesterday can be looked into and investigated and dealt with appropriately. And I'm calling for that to be done because we cannot have a situation where ministers of government in Parliament on their feet answering questions about matters of state are not being scrupulously truthful to the public in Parliament.
The Privileges Committee is a specialized parliamentary committee responsible for investigating potential breaches of parliamentary privilege and contempt of Parliament. It protects the integrity, independence, and effective functioning of the legislature and its members. Golding says the position reported in the paper is at odds with the minister's disclosure in Parliament on Wednesday.
That they received a copy of a diplomatic note from the United States government to the Jamaican government indicating that this arrangement was first proposed by a member of the government of Jamaica, Audrey Marks MP, that she raised it in March, I think it was, at the security conference that was held in Florida, hosted by the US government at the time. In Parliament yesterday, Dr. Chang was asked the question, how did this arrangement come into existence? And he said that it was initiated by the US government. Now, the two positions can't both be true.
Mark Golding, opposition leader, he was speaking at a PNP media briefing on Thursday. Nationwide News understands that embattled Science, Technology and Special Projects Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley has moved to assemble a high-powered legal team as he seeks to clear his name of allegations that his assets are disproportionate to his earnings. Dr. Wheatley has retained the services of 3 of the country's leading attorneys as he responds to a recommendation from the Integrity Commission that 4 charges be laid against him. 2 King's Counsels, Peter Champney and Ransford Brougham, have been added to Dr. Wheatley's legal team. Casey Champney is among the country's leading criminal defense attorneys. Casey Brougham is a former attorney general who is highly regarded in the area of civil law. Dr. Wheatley is also being represented by veteran attorney Abe Dabdoo. Casey Champney says the presumption of innocence must be extended to his client.
Having carried out a preliminary assessment of this matter and having regard to my instructions, Dr. Wheatley will be prepared to meet any challenge in the way of prosecution. He remains resolute that he did not commit any act that would warrant any such recommendation that has been made by the Commission. Like any ordinary citizen of Jamaica, the presumption of innocence must apply, and the determination of this matter must be allowed to be done judiciously, if charged, and without any political spectre.
Peter Champagny, King's Counsel. Among the charges recommended for Dr. Wheatley are 2 instances of knowingly making a false statement to the Integrity Commission in a statutory declaration. He's also to be charged for illicit enrichment and for failing without reasonable cause to provide information to the Commission's Director of Investigation. The charges follow an investigation into Dr. Wheatley's statutory declarations between 2013 and 2022. The Commission alleges that Dr. Wheatley's assets are disproportionate to his lawful earnings to the tune of $164 million over a 9-year period. But Dr. Wheatley says the Commission failed to take into consideration approximately $168 million in rental income he collected over the 9-year period from tenants at properties he owns. Meanwhile, Abe Dabdoob has written to Integrity Commission Chairman, retired Justice Carol Lawrence Beswick, outlining a series of what he describes as discrepancies, inaccuracies, and miscalculations, which led to the recommendation that Dr. Wheatley be charged. The letter is dated Thursday, June 18, 2026. Dabdoob tells the Integrity Commission Chairman he represented Dr. Wheatley throughout the investigation and, to the best of his knowledge, the acting director of corruption prosecution, Kellyanne Murdoch, was at no time made aware of all pertinent details concerning the investigation. Dabdoob says he's therefore surprised at the decision to recommend that his client be charged. He says, having carefully reviewed sections of the Integrity Commission Act, he has concluded that the acting director of corruption prosecutions has failed to satisfy her legal obligations under the Act. Dabdoob cited a previous letter he had written to the Commission outlining miscalculations and irregularities in the investigative report prepared by Director of Investigations Kevin Stevenson. In the letter, Dabdoob invited the Integrity Commission to seek the opinion of the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions concerning whether criminal proceedings should be instituted against Dr. Wheatley, and to determine whether, as a matter of law, the IC's Director of Investigations conducted the probe in a manner which is consistent with the law and Dr. Wheatley's constitutional rights. In a separate letter to the IC's Acting Director of Corruption Prosecution, Dabdoob noted that the Director of Investigations failed to take into consideration a series of facts which he noted, if properly considered, would have made her legally duty-bound to not recommend that Dr. Wheatley be charged. The opposition PNP says Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has questions to answer in relation to what he knew regarding Science, Technology and Special Projects Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley's illicit enrichment probe. This after the Integrity Commission recommended that Dr. Wheatley be charged following its 9-year probe of his statutory filings. During a media briefing on Thursday, the PNP highlighted what they called a pattern of evasion by Dr. Wheatley, which it believes disqualifies him from his ministerial post. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
No credibility. That's the word from PNP spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, in relation to Dr. Andrew Wheatley's responses to the Integrity Commission regarding the charge of illicit enrichment.
Beyond the allegations, I want to look at the issue of his own credibility in the responses that he has provided to the Integrity Commission, because it goes to the heart of public trust. And I believe, based on the responses he has provided, he has lost public trust and credibility. And just on that basis, he should be removed from the cabinet.
Robinson says Dr. Wheatley was provided with every opportunity to set the record straight with the Commission. But, according to him, the minister instead engaged in a pattern of evasion when asked to give an account of his filings. Opposition leader Mark Golding agreed that this represented a clear pattern of behavior.
And it's important to note that what the Integrity Commission is saying is that the falsehoods in the declaration submitted by Dr. Wheatley arose both under the law prior to 2018, the Parliamentary Members Integrity Act, and the law that existed since 2018, which is the Integrity Commission Act. So there is a long-standing pattern of these declarations not giving the true picture of the members' state of affairs.
And Opposition Senator Cleveland Tomlinson says the Prime Minister also has questions to answer about when he became aware of the Commission's probe into Dr. Wheatley's finances.
So he knew that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment as at January 29, 2024. That was prior to him being added to the cabinet in 2025. Two questions arise from that. Did the Prime Minister know when he was appointing him as Minister without portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister in September 2025 that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment? Did he hide that information from the Prime Minister? If he hid that information from the Prime Minister, it's more reason for the Prime Minister to remove him from the cabinet now. If he shared that information with the Prime Minister, why did the Prime Minister appoint him, notwithstanding that knowledge? The Prime Minister has an obligation to not only dismiss him, but to tell the public if he knew that he was under investigation.
Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Principal Director of the National Integrity Action NIA, Dr. Gavin Myers, believes the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, should do what he must to dispel any perception of corruption in his cabinet. He's reacting to the Integrity Commission's recommendation that Science, Technology and Special Projects Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley be charged for illicit enrichment. Mahir Stewart has that story.
The Integrity Commission ruled that Dr. Andrew Wheatley should answer 4 charges relating to his income and assets between December 31, 2013 and December 31, 2022. The Member of Parliament for South Central St. Catherine has declared that he will vigorously defend his reputation against the charges that include illicit enrichment. One of his attorneys, Abe Dabdoob, has also dismissed the IC's allegations. Reacting to the developments, the NIA's Principal Director, Dr. Gavin Myers, told Nationwide News that the Prime Minister should act to prevent his government from being perceived as corrupt.
Prime Minister Holness cannot be expended any political, social or economic capital on someone who has the taint of corruption on him in this way. This is someone who has over time worked in sectors that he has had to report on. So he would understand the importance of this. So it's not some new person. The Prime Minister Holness would know better, I am sure, from just taking anything that is just about friendship. He would take the necessary steps to get his cabinet in order and ensure that no one is distracted by saying that the cabinet still has persons in it who has the taint of corruption over them in this case.
Opposition leader Mark Golding has called for Dr. Wheatley to be sacked. He says any minister facing 4 criminal charges has no place in cabinet. Golding also highlighted that the current IC investigation is not the first time that Dr. Wheatley's conduct in public office has been called into question. Also referencing Dr. Wheatley's 2018 resignation from government, Dr. Myers noted that cabinet must be about reproach.
We recall that in 2018, he resigned from the cabinet on that cloud regarding the Petrojam scandal and the entire situation around that, and there were several different layers to that situation in 2018. We know that he was brought back. I think generally, as an institution, our cabinet needs to be beyond reproach. So every time when there's someone who has been called or mentioned in anything related to corruption, it's something that we as a country have to be worried about and have to ensure that things are done in the best way to make our governance system remain robust.
Dr. Myers believes it should be the leader who takes initiative in matters such as these, as opposed to leaving the decision to the government member.
We need better processes to know what should happen there. It should not be just upon someone's good graces or good brought-ups or whatever it is. But I'm also mindful, and I'm using the example of prime ministers before this, including Prime Minister Holness, who, upon seeing these things, have taken action. Mike Henry in 2011, Richard Azan in 2013, different prime ministers have taken it upon themselves to make sure that their cabinet is free from the taint of corruption.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:18.
From the farmers in the fields, to the bakers who prepare it, to the teams that deliver every day, Juicy is built by Jamaicans. To our partners, thank you for standing with us. Juicy Patties, serious Jamaican food.
Mega Mart, best value by far. You can get it all.
In regional and international news this morning, Regional Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, has unveiled a manifesto outlining what she calls the moral, ethical, and legal case for reparations for slavery. This as Caribbean leaders strengthen their push for compensation. The manifesto builds on the CARICOM 10-point reparations framework. Prime Minister Mottley made the announcement at a high-level consultative conference in Accra, Ghana on Thursday.
I believe that our working together with the CARICOM 10-point plan on reparatory justice, which has been revised and which we have brought some copies here to share in Accra, will add to the excellent work which you are doing and the establishment of the committees that will carry on the work for our people. These committees, however, will only mean something if we can stay together united and not allow division yet again to be the anchor for those who want to win against us. I have every confidence that we will come to understand that the union of Africa and the Caribbean can bring prosperity and stability to our people. But we cannot do so if we choose only to wait on others to determine reparations.
Mia Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados. Prime Minister Mottley says the push is not about aggression but about healing, insisting there must be no retreat on the issue of reparations. The document introduces new elements, including the disproportionate impact of slavery on women and girls. International in the UK, the Labour Mayor of Manchester, Andy Burnham, has won a seat in Parliament after winning the Makerfield by-election. He won 55% of the votes. Burnham beat Reform UK, the party that finished in second place, by around 9,000 votes. The win means that he's now able to challenge Prime Minister Keir Starmer for his job and for the role of Labour leader, a move he is widely expected to make. In his victory speech, Burnham urged his party to act now, saying there would be no second chance. On Friday, the Prime Minister congratulated Burnham on his win on social media. Sir Keir wrote, "Voters chose Labour's campaign of hope and optimism over division and hate. An election to replace Burnham as mayor is set for July 30. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Upgrade your home or business with Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Explore a range of termite-resistant plywood, quartz, solid surface, and granite. Experience timeless elegance with our cedar doors, crafted from premium cedar stock, kiln-dried for durability and beauty. For quality and craftsmanship, visit us at the Trade Center Kingston 10 or Hatfield Mandeville. Call 876-963-0628-30. Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Transform your space today.
Them say it's a thrill, but speeding can cost up to $20,000 in a fine, or even your life. Observe the speed limit.
If you no want catch radam, drive good on TransJam. A message from TransJam Highways.
This is Nationwide's World Cup Player Profile, brought to you by Century 21 for everything real estate.
At 41 years old, Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo still has a huge appetite for silverware. He heads to the FIFA World Cup for a record equaling 6th time, still searching for the only major trophy missing from his glittering collection. In the recently concluded Saudi League, Ronaldo led Al Nassr to the domestic title and now has his sights set on capturing the highly coveted FIFA World Cup trophy. Despite his brilliance in front of goal, Ronaldo has remarkably failed to score or laid on an assist in 8 knockout games in his 5 World Cup appearances. Ronaldo has a record 143 goals at the international level and will look to use that pedigree to help spur Portugal to their first World Cup title.
That was Nationwide's World Cup Player Profile, brought to you by Century 21 for everything real estate.
Remember the first time? The first glance? the first touch, and rediscover that feeling. At Couples Resorts, every stay feels like the first time all over again. Escape to a couples-only, all-inclusive paradise with gourmet dining, premium cocktails, and unforgettable ocean views. All included. Jamaican residents can celebrate with exclusive rates from $405 USD per night, valid through April 30th. Visit couples.com/residence. Couples Resorts, like the first time, every time.
Time now for your morning sports. Mexico became the first team to secure a spot in the knockout round of the FIFA World Cup, thanks to a 1-0 win over South Korea in Guadalajara Thursday night. The Mexicans, who are co-hosting the tournament with the U.S. and Canada, got their winner from Louis Romo just after the halftime break. The win puts them top of Group A with maximum 6 points from 2 games, meaning the least they can finish in the group is second. The group's other game on Thursday ended 1-1 between South Africa and Czechia, the first points for both teams at the tournament. However, it was another of the tournament's co-hosts who highlighted Day 9 as Canada crushed Qatar 6-0 in Toronto. Jonathan David led the route with 3 goals, becoming the first player since England's Geoff Hurst in 1966 to score a hat-trick in a home World Cup. In the day's other games, Switzerland brushed aside Bosnia-Herzegovina 4-1. 4 more games are on the schedule for match day 9. The USA will battle Australia at 2 p.m. in Seattle. Scotland and Morocco square off at 5 p.m. At 7:30 p.m., 5-time champions Brazil tackle Haiti in Philadelphia, while in the late game at 10 p.m., Turkey face off with Paraguay in Santa Clara, California. Nationwide 90 FM will have live coverage of all 4 games. The West Indies ticked off their second win from as many games at the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in England, beating Scotland by 7 runs at Headingley on Thursday. Former captain Stefanie Taylor led the victory charge with an unbeaten 47 from 19 balls to steer the team to 153 for 6. Wicketkeeper Sherman Campbell chipped in with 36. Alia Elaine and captain Hayley Matthews then grabbed 3 wickets each, and Afi Fletcher 2, as Scotland were dismissed for 146 in their 20 overs, despite Darcy Carter's unbeaten 59. The West Indies will next be in action on Sunday against Sri Lanka starting at 4:30 a.m. Jamaica time. Sri Lanka are set to resume on 38 for 1 on Friday's second day of their 4-day tour game against the West Indies Board 11 at Coolidge in Antigua. The tourists are responding to the hosts' 205 all out on Thursday's opening day, where Jamaica's Kurt McKenzie top scored with 58 and Kimo Paul 36. The Sri Lankans are using the game to prepare for the first test against the West Indies at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium starting next week. Finally, in your morning sports, 4 Jamaicans are listed for the latest stop on the Wanda Diamond League circuit in Doha, Qatar on Friday. In-form national triple jump champion Jordan Scott heads the list. He takes on the world champion Pedro Pichardo of Portugal in his pet event. Kemba Nelson is scheduled to line up in the women's 100 meters. Rochelle Clayton is entered for the women's 400 meters hurdles. And Raymond Richards lines up in the men's high jump. And that's it for your morning sports.
Sunshine Snacks this summer and win weekly prizes. Enter weekly for a share of $1 million. Purchase $1,000 worth of snacks. Scan the QR code, upload your receipt, and you can win weekly $150K cash, PlayStation 5, home theater system, a 43-inch TV. See Sunshine Snacks JA on social media on how to enter and win. Approved by Section 53 of the Betty Giving and Lotteries Act.
Spend $1,000 or more, win big for the summer.
In business this morning, Jio Platforms, the telecom unit of Reliance Industries, has announced what analysts say could be one of India's biggest share sales. India's largest telecom operator which has more than 500 million subscribers, is expected to raise around $4 billion. Billionaire owner Mukesh Ambani says the company's board has approved a draft prospectus for the initial public offering. Ambani, one of the world's richest men, says the proposed listing will demonstrate to the world that India can build technology companies of global scale, global capability, and global value. Launched in 2016, Jio shook up India's telecom sector with low-cost mobile data plans. The company has since expanded into areas including cloud computing, enterprise services, and artificial intelligence. Apple plans to raise the prices of its products as the cost of the memory chips it uses has surged. Tim Cook, Apple's outgoing chief executive, told the Wall Street Journal that price increases were unavoidable as the situation around memory chips has become unsustainable. He did not say when prices would rise or which products would be affected. It is also unclear whether the price hikes will affect the iPhone 18, which is expected to be launched in September. Memory chips are essential components in smart devices like mobile phones, but the boom in artificial intelligence has driven up their prices in recent months. In foreign exchange trading, the Jamaican dollar will open against the benchmark US dollar, selling for an average $158.52. Against the Canadian, the Jamaican will open selling for an average $112.63. And finally, the Jamaican dollar will begin trading for an average $209.70 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Apply today for your JUTC sub-franchise license. Operate legally, drive proud. Call 876-469-5326 for more information.
The time by the Jamaica Urban Transit Company is
6:31.
This is Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us.
Colombia has appeared in the FIFA World Cup on 6 occasions: 1962, 1990, 1994, 1998, 2014 and 2018. In 2014, Colombia reached the quarterfinals, the best ever result by the team. Colombia was originally selected to host the 1986 World Cup after a well-fought battle. However, due to financial deficiency, Colombia was unable to improve the facilities to meet FIFA's requirements in time. Mexico, after beating other contenders, including the USA, replaced Colombia as the 1986 host country. Colombia, one of 48 countries, will be participating at the FIFA World Cup finals, and you can follow their progress right here on Nationwide 90 FM. We'll have extended coverage of the World Cup, the greatest show on earth.
That was Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
No matter how skilled you and your car be, faster speed equals less time to respond to the unexpected. Observe the speed limit.
If you no want catch Radam, drive good on TransJam. A message from TransJam Highways.
Why, 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 I am a family man working for my children. I am a family man working all those things with. I am a family man working for my children. I am a family man working all those things with. Down here in Babylon, running's well steep. You got to be strong to stand firm on your feet. You may sometimes lose faith and find that you get weak. Remember, Jaja promised the earth to the meek. I am a family man working for my children. I am a family man working all those things with. I am a family man working for my children. I am a family man working all those things with. Every workman is worthy of his hair. Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. It is my wish before I am old to retire. Sit and judge a veranda, giving praises forever. I am a family man working for my children. I am a family man working all the things with. I am a family man working for my children. I am a family man working all the runnings with. It is a sticky situation working for the boss man. Work 5 days, only get paid for one. What's going on needs an explanation. The only thing I can say, robbery with aggravation. I am a family man working for my children. I am a family man working all the things with. I am a family man working for my children. I am a family man working all the runnings way. Down here in Babylon, running's well steep. You got to be strong to stand higher. Higher, higher, we step in higher. Higher, 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 we step in higher. It's a ghetto people song, only them can sing this one. It's a song for the police facing separation. It's a ghetto people song, only them can sing this one. It's a song for the police facing separation.
A very good morning to you. Good morning to you. You're tuned in to Nationwide this morning, NTM. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for coming on over and joining us this morning on our channel. We're broadcasting from NNN Radio Live. That's the YouTube channel we're broadcasting from. If you're joining us out there in Radio Land, good morning to you. Happy to have you listening in this Friday morning. I'm Tona Thomas.
I'm Sondre Roden, and you know, on Friday mornings, it is an exciting morning, Tona, because it is my favorite day of the week. You know, when God was making Friday, I feel like He, imbued something in me to just love a Friday morning, Tona. When I wake up on a Friday, I get super excited. I know the listeners, they get just as excited about Friday mornings. Now, if you're on your way to work, if you still have exams for those kids who have exams, if you still have school, and I know some teachers, they're still working through marking those test papers. One of them told me yesterday, I want to let you know that it's Friday morning, and guess what, it's the weekend, and I'm telling you from now, do not bring home the test paper them to mark. Do not do them. Do not do it. It's Friday morning, and the weekend is yours for the taking. Yes, meet those deadlines within your work timeline because it's Friday morning, Donna.
Do you take work home?
It honestly depends. I don't try to practice it.
Yeah.
It really depends. So if there's something that it's definitely time sensitive and it needs to be done, and maybe I couldn't have done it in the timeline because of other competing priorities, I want to try and meet those deadlines. But as practice, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't wanna think about it. I don't want my life to be surrounded by work, and then there's other things I want to do. I like doing other things with the other time, the other limited time that you have, because when you think about it, Tana, especially for those who work 9 to 5, you go or 8:30 to 5 or whatever time it is. So from about 7 a.m. you probably have to be out of your house already. So about 6 a.m. you're up getting ready, and that's an hour. Then you go all the way back to you're getting home at about 7 thereabout. That's like 13 hours gone. Between 7 and 10, you're still preparing for the next day. You're going to prepare for bed. You're figuring out what you're gonna eat for dinner. All of those things in those 3 hours. What else do you do? What else do you do?
And
work and then prepare for work?
And that's if you're not managing a household. If you're managing a household, what time do you really go to bed? But I guess some people have kind of perfected the craft.
Yeah, but
so they've hit the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are many family people out there that I hear them saying they're retiring to bed 8:30.
No, but some of them have to, Tana, especially those in Portmore and Old
goodness
Harbour.
me. Are there any Portmore people in our YouTube chats?
Yeah, there should be a lot.
Yes.
Listen.
How do you guys do it?
How do they do it? Because honestly, I've been saying this for years, and I'll maintain it. The solutions that they've talked about, Tana, particularly the time that they're going to say, okay, you can come into time at this time, the staggered hours and flexi work schedules that they want to have throughout the day.
Yeah.
I think places in Europe do that so seamlessly and do that well, and we have not yet achieved that. As a matter of fact, it makes no sense if you live in Portmore now to buy a car. Because I've been in Portmore before, and 8 and 9 p.m. I'm in traffic. At 9 p.m. Now, why am I in traffic at 9 p.m. in the night? There is literally traffic. So there are a lot of people, a lot of households with just multiple cars, a lot of cars on our roads, and that in of itself creates a great productivity problem for us. When we see Mandela, if an accident happens on Mandela,
you're stuck.
The country is basically down, because you can't go out of town if it's on that side of the highway. You can't go out of town. You can't go Coronary Center and the usual ways. So you're stuck.
Yeah, I see Kerry Mark saying here, work-life balance is very important, Jamaica. You need to try to figure it out. And to the question we asked about how do you do it, there was a comment that says, we just do.
I see one here saying, go ahead with that one, Tana.
And this seems to be my friend, but Mines and Geology Division, and this is how he titles himself here in our chat, saying, Portmore here, TTPing.
Yeah.
In all caps.
Yeah, and then Portmore wake up 4:30. If I lived in Portmore, I couldn't go to work early. I'd have to work out an arrangement. I would not be doing that.
Yeah.
I would not be doing 4:30 a.m. Nah.
Oh, you're looking at Colin's comment.
Yeah.
Colin says Portmore, you have to wake up 4:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, Celix says they offer the stagger of hours, but then attach a clause that makes us can't claim for the taxi part of the overtime. And San says yep. He or she is from Portmore, and says Portmoreans gather here.
Yeah. Somebody said Portmore need a train and ferry service. And Tana, to be honest, I've thought about it as well. We have to. The Prime Minister said it, and I know some people were against the way he said it, but I understand what he's saying. He was speaking particularly about planned communities and how you you basically need to plan for the space that you have. And that's true. What has happened, and it's so funny, as looking at a house and in the Barbican area, some houses that were along the stretch of a ravine, right?
Oh, I know that.
Right.
Yes.
So every time I see it, I was like, who did this? Like, who thought this was the idea? And I was like, I understand that people live there because, you know, you want a house and, you know, it's accessible. But then, like, who was planning at that point? Because you think about the planning and saying, no, this was not the ideal location for these people to be living, you know, in case of anything, in case of a really bad flood or really bad weather and then the water raises really high, they can't go into their houses.
Yeah. Or you're living, or you've built up somewhere, and there's no road really.
Yeah.
It's like, so if there's a fire, how does the fire truck get to you? And I remember there was I'll never forget it. The incident where there was a house fire, on Grandspan Road, and you have to go down through some little tracks to get all the way down to the house. And when the fire truck came, it had to go over to the police station, and they get all kind of extension to the whole system that they had there to try to get it all the way down, several houses down in like a tenement yard kind of setting, through some little tracks to get down to that house. And I'm saying, wow, you have so many tenement yard settings like these in Jamaica where you can't police it properly because the police cannot drive to those locations. They kind of have to run through these tracks to get to you. The fire brigade cannot get down there. So perhaps if they could save more of your belongings and lives, it takes them a little time because you're so far off from an actual road. And just other services being set up in places like that, the National Water Commission, JPS, all those things. And that's why planned housing is so important, because you just don't put up a structure. It also has to come with all of the relevant services to make you comfortable and to also make it easier for the state to respond to emergencies wherever you live.
Yeah.
And places like that is really difficult to do that.
But we talk like bright people, Tana. Because a lot of people in these spaces, they're going to say to you, listen, we need somewhere to live. Because if you ever find out the story of like just somebody who lives in a tenement yard, there's a reason why they live there. Like for some of them, it's family. Other people, it's, oh, you know, my friend, we need somewhere to stay. And then this is where I ended up. And that is life.
And then they stay there and then they
want
build
JPS
something.
there? Not necessarily. You know, and they'll just have their structures and they'll figure out life, and you'll see it happen. They'll figure out life, but it still comes back to how we plan as a country and how we plan for housing. You know, despite the fact that we hear that there's a lack of housing in Jamaica, it's still a matter of how do we plan? How do we use our services to locate people and to see what is best and then find solutions? I don't know what that process is. I've long been trying to figure out what those processes are in terms of actually getting us from, you know, where we were to where we should be, in terms of productivity, in terms of moving people from place to place, in terms of improving our planning overall. And we're not talking about Planning Institute of Jamaica and the visions and the goals. No, we're talking about planning in terms of infrastructure and how that benefits us best.
I see Rambling Rose saying here as we wrap that people are at the bus stops at 4:30 in the morning on Mandela. They're up from 3 a.m.
Yes. I can admit there's somebody that works with me that, and she told me that, no, I wake up at 4, sir. Someone said, 4? Yeah, I have to catch the bus, and I don't want to go in the lines to fight people to go in the bus. And
What time does her shift start?
It's 8. So she has to be up from 4 to get ready by 5 to
And
be
maxing
out.
the traffic in that to
she
get
has
to work
do
on
all-
time.
Yeah. So that is the great risk. But you know, Tana, I saw some comments on social media quickly before we wrap about the buses, and the people are calling. I hope those in charge are hearing. People are calling for more buses, reliable times, because they're saying, hey, the taxi thing isn't working out based on the pricing, and we're taking the buses. So the government needs to, ramp up the amount of buses at JUTC. That's also a part of it.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is...
It's 6:49.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage in your life: savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The Temperature by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston City, 27 degrees Celsius out west in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
This is Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by the UDC, making development happen. Saudi Arabia has a significant history in the FIFA World Cup, appearing in 7 tournaments: 1994 to 2006, 2018, 2022, and qualifying for 2026, with their best performance being a round of 16 finish in 1994. Famous for a stunning 2-1 victory over Argentina in the last World Cup, they are known for disciplined underdog performances. Saudi Arabia, one of the 48 teams that will participate at the FIFA World Cup 2026. And you can follow their progress right here on Nationwide 90 FM. We'll have live and extended coverage of the greatest show on earth. That was Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by the UDC, making development happen.
Every great project starts at Creative Building Finishes, Jamaica's only choice for the best tiles, best bathrooms, and best kitchens. Whether you're designing, building, renovating, or selecting materials for your next project, we offer exceptional quality, standout designs, and expert guidance you can trust. Visit our showroom in Kingston or Draxall, or explore our full range online at www.creativebuildingfinishes.com. Creative Building Finishes, your beautiful finish begins here.
Fake goods, cheap, but the cost high. Crime, revenue loss, unsafe products, Jamaica pay the price. No tax means less money for road, health and safety. And fake goods put your life in danger daily. If acknowledge it, don't support it. If you see illicit products, make sure you report it.
When a big match, bucket for the crew. When a big match is a big deal too. A KFC when we link up for the big match. When it's time for the big match, we grab a big deal. Big bucket time, my side on the field. It's always KFC.
Enjoy the biggest party in sports with KFC. Get a big deal or big bucket for the big match and cheer on your team. KFC, it's finger licking good.
With you, we're back with you. When you hear those horns, you know what time it is. But quickly before we go to Ludlow, yes, there is a lot of traffic in Kingston as well, SAN 2571, and we admit that. That's why we're going to Ludlow this morning. Good morning to you, Ludlow.
Morning, Sandra. The thing is with Kingston, although there is traffic,
you know, in Portmore, it's hardly, you can hardly exit anywhere to get away from it, you know. In Kingston, there are some areas that you can maneuver to get around, and that's the difference with Kingston. Yes, there are New Kingston, like for example, now in New Kingston, it's not too bad at this particular point in time. You can make your way through Knutsford Boulevard or on Trafalgar Road, heading on to Knutsford Boulevard, Auburn Road, it's pretty good movement. If you're going on towards Lady Musgrave Road in both directions, it's not too bad. Worthington Avenue, yes, you're going to see Oxford Road is quite busy, quite active. And going across to Tom Redcom, it is also more good vehicular movement. Also at that intersection of Tom Redcom and Arthur Wayne, you're going to see vehicles coming mainly onto Arthur Wayne, and in the opposite direction, vehicles from further down Tom Redcom trying to make that right turn. Yes, it gets a bit busy at times, but there are areas that you can really maneuver. Like the other day when the traffic was heavy, you could make your way through Beverly Drive, especially in that Monroe Road area there. Monroe Road, you could make your way through Beverly Drive, go through Long Mountain, and you exit back onto Monroe Road. So there are little avenues that you can take in the corporate area. It's our first report, Sanjay, until 7:20. Right, back to you.
All right, thank you, Ludlow, for that report in Kingston City.
Your word of the day, one you're all familiar with. It's spelled E-L-A-T-E-D, spelled E-L-A-T-E-D.
Elated. Elated. Elated.
Elated is your word of the day, meaning very happy or proud, jubilant, or in high spirits. Elated is your word of the day. First recorded between 1605 and 1615 to use elated in a sentence. She was elated when she finally heard the good news about her new job. Elated, your word of the day. Up next, your features at the top of the hour, the news.
Most parents forget to teach their children the simple skill of making friends. Usually because most children are friendly by nature. But what about those children who are not? In Parenting Tips today, ways to help your child make friends at school. Kids seem to have busier schedules than ever before as we shuffle them off from one activity or sport practice to another. Some can jump right into social situations while others struggle. Parents, start by teaching your child to introduce themselves. Here is self-government expert Nicolene Peck with ways on how to teach your child to introduce themselves.
The skill went like this. Look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, extend your hand and say, "Hi, my name is..." And what is your name? Right? Seems really basic, but sometimes children need to be taught just a basic skill like that. How do you introduce yourself to someone? How do you cross outside of that comfort zone? They need to know, so just practice with them.
Next, be a good example for your child.
How good are you at making friends? Do you reach out to people and say hello to other people when you're traveling on public transit or walking down the sidewalk? Do you strike up conversations occasionally with people at the supermarket? I mean, don't be overbearing or anything, but are you friendly and kind and willing to make eye contact and talk with other people? Well, if you are, then your children will learn to be that way too. Children are usually just as social as their parents are. So setting the example for social by having good friendships and by reaching out of your comfort zone and making friends with new people on a regular basis will be the best example for your children.
Ms. Peck says if your child is spending a lot of time on digital devices, reduce the child's contact with people. Ms. Peck notes that if your child can be friends with their siblings and cousins, they can make friends with anyone. For smaller children, setting up a play date with just one other child is often a good idea. If your child is older, you might open up the house by inviting the baseball team over for pizza and a movie. Be realistic about your child's unique personality and temperament, which guides how much social interaction they seek. Just because you have dozens of friends doesn't mean your child will too. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a problem. Some introverted children make a few really good friends instead of having many more casual friendships. Make it exciting and rewarding to practice trying new things. Even when your child is only making slow progress, make sure to reinforce their efforts. Acknowledge each small success and tell your child how proud you are that they keep trying. That's it for parenting tips. Until next time.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Do you consistently remember to say please and thank you throughout the day? This is the lifestyle page on manners in public. How many times will you say please and thank you today? One of the easiest ways to develop good manners is to practice, practice, practice. Say please and thank you to at least 6 people, preferably strangers, during the course of today. Go ahead and try it. You are going to be surprised at the number of smiles of appreciation you will receive, and it will make you feel good. I promise. How are your other manners in public? Even if you think that no one in the store or restaurant knows you, it is no excuse to attract attention by speaking or laughing loudly. Littering the street with paper and garbage, pushing ahead of others, and engaging in other ill-mannered behavior that we display in our homes and in public. I'm Valerie, and those were Lifestyle Pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Distracted driving costs lives. Keep your eyes on the road and arrive alive. The time brought to you by the Jamaica Information Service is
News time, 7 o'clock.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news today, Friday, June 19, 2026, threat of visa revocation prompted the Holness administration to sign TCN deal with the U.S. Dr. Andrew Wheatley adds 2 King's counsels to his legal team amid battle with the Integrity Commission. The opposition wants the Prime Minister to say whether he knew Dr. Wheatley was being probed for illicit enrichment. And in international news, Andy Burnham wins UK by-election, paving the way for a crack at Keir Starmer for the post of Prime Minister.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Nationwide News understands the threat of random Jamaican citizens having their non-immigrant visas revoked by U.S. authorities gave impetus to the decision by the Holness administration to agree to action a plan with its counterpart in Washington to accommodate so-called third country nationals seeking to transit to another country via Kingston. This threat of wide-scale visa revocations was mooted by at least 2 U.S. government officials. Ruby and Williams reports.
The Trump administration has for several months been lobbying the Holness administration to join at least 23 other countries across the globe under the Third Country National Agreement. Sources close to the U.S. government tell our news center that Washington was not amused by what it perceived to be the tardiness of the Jamaican government in agreeing to a deal. Those sources say that's when the U.S. pulled the visa revocation card as a means of hastening the steps of the Jamaican government. It's a matter our news center put squarely to Minister of National Security and Peace, Dr. Horace Chang, in a telephone call on Thursday afternoon. Dr. Chang downplayed the claim, saying there was never any attempt by Washington to force the hand of the Holness administration. But nationwide news sources say the move by the U.S. in January this year to include Jamaicans on a list of 75 nationalities for whom the processing of immigrant visas had been put on indefinite pause was a subtle but calculated move by Washington to pressure the Holness administration to sign up to the TCN deal. Or sources say a Jamaican government official, whom they declined to name, had raised the possibility of a major work exchange program between Kingston and Washington to address labor shortages in some industries in Jamaica, but that proposal was reportedly not endorsed by Dr. Chang. It's understood that the issue is different and distinct from the negotiations around the Memorandum of Understanding concerning third country nationals. Jamaica joins Belize, Costa Rica, Panama, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbados, St. Lucia, Guyana, Grenada, and Paraguay as countries which have agreed to third country national agreements with the United States. Robian Williams for Nationwide News.
Thank you, Rubian. Meanwhile, the opposition leader Mark Golding is calling for the National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang to face Parliament's Privileges Committee to account for whether he was truthful in his claim that the third country nationals arrangement originated with the United States. Golding's call follows a newspaper article suggesting the arrangement was first proposed to the U.S. by Minister without Portfolio Ambassador Audrey Marks in March.
I think there is a basis for this matter to be referred to the Privileges Committee of Parliament so that the question of whether the Minister of National Security lied to Parliament yesterday can be looked into and investigated and dealt with appropriately. And I'm calling for that to be done because we cannot have a situation where ministers of government in Parliament on their feet answering questions about matters of state are not being scrupulously truthful to the public in Parliament.
The Privileges Committee is a specialized parliamentary committee responsible for investigating potential breaches of parliamentary privilege and contempt of Parliament. It protects the integrity, independence and effective functioning of the legislature and its members. Golding says the newspaper report is at odds with the minister's disclosure in Parliament on Wednesday.
That they received a copy of a diplomatic note from the United States government to the Jamaican government indicating that this arrangement was first proposed by a member of the government of Jamaica, Audrey Marks MP, that she raised it in March, I think it was, at the security conference that was held in Florida, hosted by the US government at the time. In Parliament yesterday, Dr. Chang was asked the question, how did this arrangement come into existence? And he said that it was initiated by the US government. Now, the two positions can't both be true.
Mark Golding, opposition leader, he was speaking at a press conference hosted by the PNP on Thursday. Nationwide News understands embattled Science, Technology and Special Projects Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley has moved to assemble a high-powered legal team as he seeks to clear his name of allegations that his assets are disproportionate to his earnings. Dr. Wheatley has retained the services of 3 of the country's leading attorneys as he responds to a recommendation from the Integrity Commission that 4 charges be laid against him. 2 King's counsels, Peter Champagny and Ransford Braham, have been added to Dr. Wheatley's legal team. Casey Champagny is among the country's leading criminal defense attorneys. Casey Braham is a former attorney general who's highly regarded in the area of civil law. Dr. Wheatley is also being represented by veteran attorney Abe Dabdoob. Casey Champagny says the presumption of innocence must be extended to his client.
Having carried out a preliminary assessment of this matter and having regard to my instructions, Dr. Wheatley will be prepared to meet any challenge in the way of prosecution. He remains resolute that he did not commit any act that would warrant any such recommendation that has been made by the Commission. Like any ordinary citizen of Jamaica, the presumption of innocence must apply, and the determination of this matter must be allowed to be done judiciously, if charged, and without any political spectre.
Peter Champagny, King's Counsel. Among the charges recommended for Dr. Wheatley are 2 instances of knowingly making a false declaration to the Integrity Commission in a statutory declaration. He's also to be charged for illicit enrichment and for failing without reasonable cause to provide information to the Commission's Director of Investigation. The charges follow an investigation into Dr. Wheatley's statutory declarations between 2013 and 2022. The Commission alleges that Dr. Wheatley's assets are disproportionate to his lawful earnings to the tune of $164 million over a 9-year span. But Dr. Wheatley says the Commission failed to take into consideration approximately $168 million in rental income he collected over the 9-year period from tenants at properties he owns. Meanwhile, Abe Dabdoob has written to Integrity Commission Chairman, retired Justice Carol Lawrence Beswick, outlining a series of events in what he describes as discrepancies, inaccuracies, and miscalculations, which led to the recommendation that Dr. Wheatley be charged. The letter is dated Thursday, June 18, 2026. Dabdoob tells the Integrity Commission Chairman he represented Dr. Wheatley throughout the investigation, and to the best of his knowledge, the Acting Director of Corruption Prosecution, Kellyanne Murdoch, was at no time made aware of all pertinent details concerning the investigation. Dabdoob says he's therefore surprised at the decision to recommend that his client be charged. He says, having carefully reviewed sections of the Integrity Commission Act, he has concluded that the Acting Director of Corruption Prosecutions has failed to satisfy her legal obligations under the Act. Dabdoob cited a previous letter he had written to the Commission outlining miscalculations and irregularities in the investigative report prepared by Director of Investigations Kevin Stevenson. In the letter on Thursday, Dabdoob invited the Integrity Commission to seek the opinion of the Director of Public Prosecutions concerning whether criminal proceedings should be instituted against Dr. Wheatley, and to determine whether, as a matter of law, the IC's Director of Investigations conducted the probe in a manner which is consistent with the law and Dr. Wheatley's constitutional rights. In a separate letter to the IC's Acting Director of Corruption Prosecution, Dabdoob noted that the Director of Investigations failed to take into consideration a series of facts which he noted, if properly considered, would have made her legally duty-bound to not recommend that Dr. Wheatley be charged. And the opposition PNP says Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has questions to answer in relation to what he knew about the illicit enrichment probe involving Dr. Andrew Wheatley. This is after the Integrity Commission recommended that Dr. Wheatley be charged following a probe of his statutory filings over a 9-year period. At a media briefing on Thursday, the PNP highlighted what it calls a pattern of evasion by Dr. Wheatley, which it believes disqualifies him from his ministerial post. Chevron Campbell tells us more.
No credibility. That's the word from PNP spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, in relation to Dr. Andrew Wheatley's responses to the Integrity Commission regarding the charge of illicit enrichment.
Beyond the allegations, I want to look at the issue of his own credibility in the responses that he has provided to the Integrity Commission, because it goes to the heart of public trust. And I believe, based on the responses he has provided, he has lost public trust and credibility. And just on that basis, he should be removed from the cabinet.
Robinson says Dr. Wheatley was provided with every opportunity to set the record straight with the Commission. But, according to him, the minister instead engaged in a pattern of evasion when asked to give an account of his filings. Opposition leader Mark Golding agreed that this represented a clear pattern of behavior.
And it's important to note that what the Integrity Commission is saying is that the falsehoods in the declaration submitted by Dr. Wheatley arose both under the law prior to 2018, the Parliamentary Members Integrity Act, and the law that's existed since 2018, which is the Integrity Commission Act. So there is a long-standing pattern of these declarations not giving the true picture of the members' state of affairs.
And Opposition Senator Cleveland Tomlinson says the Prime Minister also has questions to answer about when he became aware of the Commission's probe into Dr. Wheatley's finances.
So he knew that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment as at January 29, 2024. That was prior to him being added to the cabinet in 2025. Two questions arise from that. Did the Prime Minister know when he was appointing him as Minister without portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister in September 2025 that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment? Did he hide that information from the Prime Minister? If he hid that information from the Prime Minister, it's more reason for the Prime Minister to remove him from the cabinet now. If he shared that information with the Prime Minister, why did the Prime Minister appoint him, notwithstanding that knowledge? The Prime Minister has an obligation to not only dismiss him, but to tell the public if he knew that he was under investigation.
Chevron Campbell for Nationwide News.
Thank you, Chevron. Principal Director of the National Integrity Action, NIA, Dr. Gavin Mars, believes Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness should do what he must to dispel any perception of corruption in his cabinet. He's reacting to the Integrity Commission's recommendation that Dr. Andrew Wheatley be charged for illicit enrichment. Mahira Stewart has that story.
The Integrity Commission ruled that Dr. Andrew Wheatley should answer 4 charges relating to his income and assets between December 31, 2013 and December 31, 2022. The Member of Parliament for South Central St. Catherine has declared that he will vigorously defend his reputation against the charges that include illicit enrichment. One of his attorneys, Abe Dabdoob, has also dismissed the IC's allegations. Reacting to the developments, the NIA's principal director, Dr. Gavin Myers, told Nationwide News that the Prime Minister should act to prevent his government from being perceived as corrupt.
Prime Minister Holness cannot be expended any political, social or economic capital on someone who has the taint of corruption on him in this way. This is someone who has over time worked in sectors that he has had to report on. So he would understand the importance of this. So it's not some new person. The Prime Minister Holness would know better, I am sure, from just taking anything that is just about friendship. He would take the necessary steps to get his cabinet in order and ensure that no one is distracted by saying that the cabinet still has persons in it who has the taint of corruption over them in this case.
Opposition leader Mark Golding has called for Dr. Wheatley to be sacked. He says any minister facing 4 criminal charges has no place in cabinet. Golding also highlighted that the current IC investigation is not the first time that Dr. Wheatley's conduct in public office has been called into question. Also referencing Dr. Wheatley's 2018 resignation from government, Dr. Myers noted that cabinet must be about reproach.
We recall that in 2018, he resigned from the cabinet on that cloud regarding the Petrojam scandal and the entire situation around that, and there were several different layers to that situation in 2018. We know that he was brought back. I think generally, as an institution, our cabinet needs to be beyond reproach. So every time when there's someone who has been called or mentioned in anything related to corruption, it's something that we as a country have to be worried about and have to ensure that things are done in the best way to make our governance system remain robust.
Dr. Myers believes it should be the leader who takes initiative in matters such as these, as opposed to leaving the decision to the government member.
We need better processes to know what should happen there. It should not be just upon someone's good graces or good brought-ups or whatever it is. But I'm also mindful, and I'm using the example of prime ministers before this, including Prime Minister Holness, who, upon seeing these things, have taken action. Mike Henry in 2011, Richard Azan in 2013, different prime ministers have taken it upon themselves to make sure that their cabinet is free from the taint of corruption.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Thank you, Mahiri. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green is urging Jamaican farmers to get insurance and to take advantage of the GK Weather Protect scheme. He was speaking at the launch of the 72nd Annual Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show in Maypen, Clarendon on Thursday.
We worked very hard a few years ago to negotiate with the private sector to get an insurance program that our smallholder farmers could utilize. It's called the GK Weather Protect, and it guards against rain, wind, and drought. So I'm saying to the farmers, the Lord helps those who help them invest in insurance.
GK Weather Protect is a specialized parametric insurance scheme designed specifically for farmers and fishers to safeguard their livelihoods amid extreme weather events. Minister Green says farmers who made claims under the program following the passage of Hurricane Melissa received their payout within 2 weeks. He told the audience at the Denby launch that the insurance scheme has been expanded.
But the government is not leaving you alone like that. To insure for 1 year, the base rate is $10,000. So the government is putting in place a $50 million program to insure 5,000 farmers on a first-come, first-served basis, but prioritizing our youth and our women this financial year.
Agriculture Minister Floyd Green. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security says it's saddened by the death of 2 Jamaican farm workers in Canada on Thursday. The workers are long-standing participants in the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. They are David Lindsay of Lawrence Tavern in St. Andrew and Rupert Bell of Old Harbour in St. Catherine. They were killed in a motor vehicle crash in Norfolk County in Ontario. It's understood the men were on their way from the section of the farm where they had been working. They were heading to their lodgings on the property. According to information released by the Ontario Provincial Police, the men were in an off-road utility vehicle carrying 3 occupants. That vehicle collided with a sports utility vehicle. The Provincial Police reported that Lindsay and Bell were pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the vehicle was taken to hospital with serious injuries. One occupant of the SUV was also hospitalized. The police say they are investigating the circumstances surrounding the crash. The Labour Ministry says Lindsay and Bell both arrived in Canada for the current agricultural season on March 18. Lindsay had been participating in the program since 2007 and Bell since 2013. Overseas news now. In the UK, the Labour Mayor of Manchester, Andy Burnham, has won a seat in Parliament after winning the Makerfield by-election. He won with 55% of the vote. Burnham beat Reform UK, the party that finished second, by around 9,000 votes. The win means he's now able to challenge Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer for his job and for the role of Labour leader, a move he's widely expected to make. In his victory speech, Burnham urged his party to act now, saying there would be no second chance to rescue Britain. On Friday, Starmer congratulated Burnham on his win on social media. He wrote, quote, "Voters chose Labour's campaign of hope and optimism over division and hate." End quote. An election to replace Burnham as mayor is set for July 30. That's the news.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:19.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Outaris, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5, or Lot C6, Drax Hall, St. Anne's Bay. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 24 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
The JTA Sagicor National Athletics Championships, Friday, June 26, Saturday, June 27 at 10 a.m. Adults $500, children in uniform or school gear $300. Come witness the next generation of Jamaican stars at the National Stadium. Meet our patron, Shanoya Douglas, under 2200 meter World Championship silver medalist. Come cheer on our future stars. The JTA Sagicor National Athletics Championships, Friday, June 26, Saturday, June 27 at 10 a.m. It all starts here.
For 25 years, Digicel has been keeping Jamaica better connected. From late night calls to the texts, clicks, and moments that keep us close.
Hi, babes.
A network built in Jamaica for Jamaicans. But connection has never been just about the network. It's about the people behind every hello.
General.
Celebrating 25 years. Digicel, powered by you, connected by us.
Good day, passengers. This is your captain speaking. A cool new arrival has just landed at Active Home Center. From the Bally brand you already know and trust for inverter fans, comes Bally Air Conditioners, featuring energy-saving inverter technology, ultra-quiet cooling, and smart Wi-Fi control. For a limited time, with any Bally air conditioner purchase, get $15,000 off your next store-wide purchase. Discover Bally ACs and fans at Active Home Center. Conditions apply.
Already have a T-Tag for your vehicle? Just top it up and go through. Download the My T-Tag app, available on Google Play Store or the App Store, and add funds to your T-Tag from anywhere you're there. Also, keep checking the LED screens at our toll plazas for periodic promo codes, which will give you bonus T-Tag credit when you enter it in the My T-Tag app. Top up your T-Tag and continue to go through quicker and cheaper on Transjam highways.
Time now for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning, George, and listeners, motoring public or transport operators, yes, and our visitors, morning time. Well, it's still pretty good going, there's traffic there, but it's moving. Those of you who are you're on Mullines Road coming off that Mullines Boulevard intersection, you make it onto Seaward Drive. It's good movement there all the way down to Olympic Way. Coming up Bay Farm Road to get onto Waltham. There is some traffic, but it's moving. And if you're on the top of Waltham and Mullines, making it towards Waltham Park Road, the movement is pretty good. Going onto Newark Avenue, not bad at all, as they make your way to Newark Avenue. And those of you from Newark Avenue is trying to make it across the Elspeth Avenue, going through East Road and those places. It's pretty good movement. Richmond Park, yes, I'm surprised. It's good movement on Richmond Park Avenue, Montgomery Avenue, and if you make your way across the Maxfield Avenue, it's a number of vehicles flowing all the way up to the Alpha Tree area. And going through from Maxfield to Cargill Avenue, it's good movement. When you make it onto Harper Tree Road, there's a number of vehicles coming from Harper Tree Road. However, when you try from Harper Tree Road to get onto Church, you're going to find it free-flowing. Trinidad Terrace, all of these areas, Auburn Road, good vehicular movement, so no problems at this particular point in time. I said there is traffic, but the movement is good so far. As usual, have yourselves a great weekend. At Street Smart, your safety is our concern. Over to you, George.
Thank you, Lord there with Street Smarts 1, or Street Smarts 2, beg your pardon. Up next, front page. Front page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
We're back with you. It's Nationwide this morning. And if you are listening to us, if you're online, if you're on YouTube, wherever you are, I want you to remember that it's Friday morning. I don't want you to forget that it's Friday morning, Tana. We're having a really good discussion earlier about, Friday and the importance of Friday and the people that have to suffer in traffic on any day. And of course, we're trying to solve that problem right here on Nationwide this morning.
You know what helps with traffic? Those very cameras that are set up in different town centers across the country. But Germany's telling me that some of the cameras are down. Do you recall which ones? So, Mullines Road, the 2 cameras are down. Devon House, that camera appears to be down as well. So, sometimes you want to see what's happening in these town centers before you go there. Is there gridlock? Is there, standstill? What is the situation? You can just hop onto the camera feed and you see what's happening in Halfway Tree, Crossroads, Montego Bay. I think there are some cameras over in St. Catherine now, Jermaine.
St. Anne, I think, as well.
Spanish Town,
yeah.
Perhaps St. Anne too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maypen. I think Maypen has a camera as well. And it's the camera for Bog Walk. Is that camera backup? Bog Walk, Flatbridge, yeah. So Flatbridge camera, which are one of the important ones.
Yeah.
That camera down as well. You used to see when it's raining heavily, and if the river is inundated, then you can the road rather is inundated, then you can see that via the Flatbridge feed. So Monique Grant is agreeing with me. Yeah, the Flatbridge, and it's been out for a while. It's been out for a while, a couple months. Sometime after Melissa, right, Jermaine? That camera feed went down. So that's an important one to get back up as well. Yeah, so to the powers that be that can fix the cameras for us, we appeal to you this morning.
As a matter of fact, Tana, for those listening who don't know, I went to a event probably a year or two ago where I found out that there are people who actually change our stoplights. Yeah, it's not all automated, because there are people who change it based on traffic flow to aid in traffic flow better. That actually exists. So they actually use the cameras, etc. But we'll get into another conversation about that, because we are on this topic of the NIA's response and the IC report on Dr. Andrew Wheatley. Now, the opposition PNP says Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has questions to answer in relation to what he knew regarding Science, Technology and Special Projects Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley's illicit enrichment probe. This is after the Integrity Commission recommended that Dr. Wheatley be charged following its 9-year probe of his statutory filings. During a media briefing on Thursday, the PNP highlighted what they called a pattern of evasion by Dr. Wheatley, which it believes disqualifies him from his ministerial post. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
No credibility. That's the word from PNP spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, in relation to Dr. Andrew Wheatley's responses to the Integrity Commission regarding the charge of illicit enrichment.
Beyond the allegations, I want to look at the issue of his own credibility in the responses that he has provided to the Integrity Commission, because it goes to the heart of public trust. And I believe, based on the responses he has provided, he has lost public trust and credibility. And just on that basis, he should be removed from the cabinet.
Robinson says Dr. Wheatley was provided with every opportunity to set the record straight with the Commission. But according to him, the minister instead engaged in a pattern of evasion when asked to give an account of his filings. Opposition leader Mark Golding agreed that this represented a clear pattern of behavior.
And it's important to note that what the Integrity Commission is saying is that the falsehoods in the declaration submitted by Dr. Wheatley arose both under the law prior to 2018, the Parliamentary Members Integrity Act, and the law that's existed since 2018, which is the Integrity Commission Act. So there is a long-standing pattern of these declarations not giving the true picture of the members' state of affairs.
And Opposition Senator Cleveland Tomlinson says the Prime Minister also has questions to answer about when he became aware of the Commission's probe into Dr. Wheatley's finances.
So he knew that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment as at January 29, 2024. That was prior to him being added to the cabinet in 2025. Two questions arise from that. Did the Prime Minister know when he was appointing him as Minister without portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister in September 2025 that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment? Did he hide that information from the Prime Minister? If he hid that information from the Prime Minister, it's more reason for the Prime Minister to remove him from the cabinet now. If he shared that information with the Prime Minister, why did the Prime Minister appoint him notwithstanding that knowledge? The Prime Minister has an obligation to not only dismiss him, but to tell the public if he knew that he was under investigation.
Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
We're going to go for a break, and when we're back, we'll be joined by the Principal Director of the National Integrity Action, Dr. Gavin Myers. Stay with us.
Jamaica live good, yeah. I make we enjoy life, while we feel safe at night. Jamaica live good.
Jamaica, stop the killing and give up the guns. Just live good now.
The time brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace is...
It's 7:31.
This is Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us.
Colombia has appeared in the FIFA World Cup on 6 occasions: 1962, 1990, 1994, 1998, 2014, and 2018. In 2014, Colombia reached the quarterfinals, the best ever result by the team. Colombia was originally selected to host the 1986 World Cup after a well-fought battle. However, due to financial deficiency, Colombia was unable to improve the facilities to meet FIFA's requirements in time. Mexico, after beating other contenders, including the USA, replaced Colombia as the 1986 host country. Colombia, one of 48 countries, will be participating at the FIFA World Cup finals, and you can follow their progress right here on Nationwide 90 FM, who will have extended coverage of the World Cup, the greatest show on earth.
That was Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us.
Growing up, Sunday dinner was always family dinner.
Families are built on memories and traditions. But with a Sagicor Bank intergenerational mortgage, you can create more. Partner with any family member to purchase a home. Mummy, son, sister, cousin. Get up to 45 years to repay, solar funding, and a $2 million line of credit. Sagicor Bank's intergenerational mortgage makes home ownership easier. Visit sagicor.com to apply today. Conditions apply.
At the Accountant General's Department, we want to ensure that every government pensioner receives their payments on time. Your life certificate is important. Submit it by post, drop it off at our head office at 21 Dominica Drive, or by using drop boxes located at parish libraries in Hanover, Westmoreland, St. James, Manchester, and Portland. Call us at 876-922-8320, WhatsApp 876-818-6583, or visit www.treasury.gov.jm for live chat support. The Accountant General's Department, serving every Jamaican.
We're back with It's Nationwide this morning. For those just joining us, we are turning our attention to the NIA's reaction on the IC's report, Integrity Commission report on Dr. Andrew Wheatley. We'll be joined by Principal Director of the National Integrity Action, that is Dr. Gavin Myers. Good morning, Dr. Myers.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm very good.
All right, so I want to start off with your reaction first for those listening, and you're on air now. Tell us what your reaction was when you heard about this report from the Integrity Commission.
So thank you for having me for me to get to speak about my views. So first, it's a matter of proximity. Mm-hmm. I was listening to, just before I came on, the clip you played from the leader of the opposition, etc. And I know I'm in no way connected to it, but it just seems always very interesting for me when I hear it. I'm like, okay, I'm coming on after this. So how I'm connected, I am not. But the very important piece that was raised is that literally, this is the second bite of the cherry for Dr. Wheatley, in the sense that this is the second time he has been accused of anything like this. And it is his right to say it is not so, it is that. But even more than that, it senses that there's a problem overall with the level of confidence that the Prime Minister has placed in him and the repayment that he has offered, in the sense that we have other things that are more important than to be focused on this. And because of this egregious breach, we now have to be thinking about how it is that a member of the cabinet is failing in so many ways to stand up to the basics of integrity.
Dr. Wheatley has placed on the table, Dr. Myers, he said in his statement, I'm not sure if you've read it, but he said, I must indicate that it is odd, unreasonable, and unfair that in arriving at the conclusion, the Director of Investigation clearly decided not to take into account approximately $168 million in rental income, which I lawfully accumulated and declared over that 9-year period that the investigation looked at. He also says if he required further evidence that this money was lawfully rental income, he could have but did not request what further evidence he required. In arriving at conclusions without further seeking further evidence, I find it to be unreasonable and unfair, especially as I was cooperating with the investigation. What do you make of what Dr. Wheatley has put in his statement in relation to his rental income, and saying that the Integrity Commission could have just asked if they needed more information, juxtaposed against what the Integrity Commission has put in their report in chronology about the many efforts they made to get information from the minister?
I'm very glad that you raised that. The many efforts that is detailed in the Integrity Commission report as to how they tried to get information from Dr. Wheatley, and how it is that the story changed over time to where it is now, and how it is that the Integrity Commission has made allowance for different things that he was said, to show that it wasn't that this is some bad practice, but rather showing that he failed, that Dr. Wheatley failed to account for it, and that is the basis of illicit enrichment. It is the basis that to say that as a civil servant, the entire measure of what it is that we can see that you have lawfully gained from your employment, from whatever it is at X, but you are at X plus or times Y. So this situation of saying that we could have asked you further, and you could see in there is that 3 to 4 pages of different times when they have asked some more information, and to show the iterative process to get to this point. So it shows, one, that Dr. Wheatley has been doing his work and has been doing his business. But even more, and it's most important to make a point, Dr. Wheatley is no first-time person who has been he has been a councillor, he has been a deputy mayor, he has been a mayor, he has been a member of parliament. So over this time, he knows what is required of him.
Here's some timeline for listeners, Dr. Myers, as I ask you a follow-up on that as well. So the Integrity Commission said January 29, 2024, Dr. Wheatley was served with an illicit enrichment notice requiring an explanation. February 12, 2025, a further illicit enrichment notice was served requiring additional explanation. February 27, 2025, the Commission received his written response, and it says that the Director of Investigation shared calculations and supporting documents with Dr. Wheatley. He was told exactly where the alleged disproportionality existed. He was invited to explain it. Supporting documents were requested. November 29, 2024, a notice was sent as well with calculations and supporting documents. Another notice was issued with updated calculations and specific documents subsequent to that. In June 2025, the DI served a further notice containing updated source and application analysis, bank statements, deposit calculations, and supporting material. And in July, a meeting was held with Dr. Wheatley and his attorney. Following that, adjustments were made to the calculations. Updated figures were again shared with him. And it said, the report says that the adjustments continued right up to March 2026, based on the explanations from the minister and third-party verification. So I ask still, do you believe that there's anything else the Commission could have done in terms of its procedural steps to get information from the minister before it got to its findings and conclusion that they recommend that he be charged for illicit enrichment?
I think, and I'm going to use this example, under POCA, Proceeds of Crime Act, there is a production order that if I'm just colloquially calling myself a scammer boy, and I am driving a big beast, and my job is as a cleaner on the roadside, a production order would be one move rather than this extensive level of request to me for things. And I believe that there's one law, it should work across the board for anybody. I also know that if we make allowances over time, there has to be a structure, there has to be a way. And I'm very certain that within the regulations and within the Integrity Commission, there's a method to how things are being done. And if we have gone through the method, what is it we're expecting to do? That we should continue to make allowance.
Dr. Myers? It seems...
We've lost Dr. Myers,
yes.
Or let's try to get Dr. Myers back on the line, but we're speaking with the Principal Director of the National Integrity Action, NIA, Dr. Gavin Myers, providing his reaction to the Integrity Commission's report and indicative ruling in relation to the statutory declaration for Dr. Andrew Wheatley. The Integrity Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecutions has recommended that Dr. Wheatley be charged with illicit enrichment, and this is a charge that Dr. Wheatley says he will vigorously challenge in court. We carried statements from his lead attorney so far, Abe Dabdoob, who said that he was shocked at the findings and the subsequent recommendation from the Integrity Commission because he has been working with the minister on his statutory declarations and doesn't believe the IC's findings are in order. We also reported this morning that Dr. Wheatley's legal team has also expanded. 2 others have joined his legal team. 2 King's Counsels, Peter Champagny and Ransford Braham, have been added to Dr. Wheatley's legal team as he sets out now, Sondre and Dr. Myers, to challenge the findings of the Integrity Commission in court.
Yeah, and just for our listeners, when we speak of illicit enrichment, I think a lot of people I've seen externally, Tana, have said illicit enrichment. They think it's something else. They think it's taking money from government. But no, illicit enrichment is simply unexplained wealth, meaning we don't know what the explanation is for the money that was calculated. That is what illicit enrichment is, especially in this instance where the Integrity Commission is trying to do. Go ahead, Dr. Myers.
It's wealth beyond any legal, legitimate, or calculable means that is available for verification. So your employment, whatever you have declared as your asset, is the wealth that is beyond that calculation. They're asking you to show how you got there.
How you got it, yeah.
You know, and I'm just using this as an aside. Some years ago, Prime Minister Holness and others had spoken about an unexplained wealth order as a part of this type of thing, but generally to be used across the board. Illicit enrichment speaks to persons within the civil service or within the government service and directs them to say, okay, this is what you earn as a tax worker or as a customs officer, whatever it is, and you have this piece of land that you gained from your grandparents, but yet still I see you have $50 million, $100 million on top of it. How did you get there?
So, Dr. Myers, I want to go back to what you said early in the interview, because many Jamaicans will remember the Petrodram controversy of 2018, a matter which Dr. Wheatley was never ultimately charged with any offense. The current Integrity Commission report concerned a separate investigation into statutory declarations and alleged illicit enrichment. Now, how important is it that the public understands the distinction between allegations, investigations, recommendations for charges, and actual convictions?
So, I'm in no way saying that Dr. Wheatley is guilty of anything. I'm in no way. I am not either an investigator, nor am I a part of the judiciary, so I'm not saying anything that Dr. Wheatley is guilty of anything, and I believe that every person has a right to their defense. So that's the first. The second thing, though, is that administratively there has been a report that places that there has been some changes that Dr. Wheatley has to cannot speak about.
Yes.
So these is what I'm saying, that he has something to the Prime Minister, first and foremost, has someone in his cabinet that since 2024 knew that he has been asked about illicit enrichment. So since 2024, he knew that he was under investigation about illicit enrichment, according to the timeline that was shared. That is not saying that he is guilty of anything. That is saying that he is under investigation for this. So I would believe that this would be at least important enough for Minister Wheatley to share with the Prime Minister, and for the Prime Minister to take this into consideration in any decision he makes around appointing Minister Wheatley. So That's my point of view. I'm not saying in any way that he is guilty, but I'm also saying that even in the Petrotam situation, we know that there were some situations that did not meet muster in terms of the administrative sections of the Financial Appropriations Act and other aspects of the governance of Petrojam. So we know that there were things that did not meet administrative and the right things to be done. So you're right. You're absolutely right that he was never convicted, and I will never say that he was convicted of anything.
But that brings me to another question as it relates to the expectations of those in public office. And I think in your statement or your response, it comes out. Now, the call from the opposition is, listen, Dr. Wheatley needs to step aside. But based on this investigation, based on his, desire to fight this, based on what his statement says, what are the expectations we should have of ministers in situations like this, senators, MPs? What are the expectations we should have?
So I don't want to put any formal credence upon whether individual John Brown or individual Mary Jane should feel it right to resign or not. I'm not putting any credence there. I'm putting credence on the leaders. I'm putting credence on the institutions to take place, to move swiftly to remove persons from positions when they are in a situation that is untenable. That is what I'm saying. I'm saying that over time, different people have been removed. As much as I can recall, and I'm a very, very new person to this, in the sense that I wasn't born in the 1970s, but I do know that I have read that, Errol Ennis was removed from the cabinet. I do know that Joseph Hibbert was removed from the cabinet. I do know that Mike Henry. I do know that, Andrew Wheatley spoke about that already. It was Bobby Montague. These people were removed from the cabinet when they were seen to be in situations that are untenable. So I'm saying that this isn't something that I'm asking about whether someone should resign or not. I'm saying that the Prime Minister needs to take the bull by the horns and do something. I'm not caring for whether Minister Wheatley wants to feel as is his right to stand up and fight it. It is his right. But I'm saying that the Prime Minister should allow him to, the country we have to run needs someone who has the full confidence, my full confidence, but also has my full, I believe that he's focused on doing this. So I would move that way.
What would you say to folks out there, Dr. Miles, because there is that school of thought out there that, listen, the Integrity Commission has come with its findings and a ruling, but at the same time, it's already clear that Dr. Wheatley is challenging what the findings are. Listen, the call for him to step aside is too premature. Why not allow him to go through the process of the courts and then see what the court rules in the end, and then after that, certainly, they can ask.
So I'm using a bad example, but it's the only one I can think of. So someone is accused of bad driving, of being a very bad driver. Someone is accused of whatever it is, and he is employed as a municipal driver, a bus driver, and we should keep him driving because he says that it's not him who caused the accident. No. If something like this comes up, then what is critical is that the institution itself act in a way to protect the institution. I'm not talking about the individual in any way. The institution, we have Jamaica to run. Right now, Jamaica needs every eye focused on rebuilding Jamaica. We need every eye focused on ensuring that every inch of Jamaica, that all the resources are focused. Dr. Wheatley himself has ministerial responsibilities that needs to be done whilst he focuses on this. So I'm not saying anything about Dr. Wheatley. I'm saying that we as an institution, we as a country, need to focus on what we have to do. And right now, Dr. Wheatley has a massive fight to take on. Allow him to take on that fight. We as Jamaica, we need to move on. And the Prime Minister and the Cabinet needs to knit and work together. And right now, him being there is both a distraction, but also importantly, it will be political capital that we don't have the luxury of focusing on now.
But when you speak to political capital, this situation will always be political football, because we can think back to other situations. We can think back to prior to the elections, when there were conversations about the Prime Minister and his own statutory declarations. We can think to more recent times when MP Dennis Gordon, that situation came up as well, and the expectation is that it will be political football. So Dr. Myers, explain to me, how can you really exclude this situation from being a part of the political football that we do expect when it comes on to situations like this?
So half a tree clock and crossroads clock have not worked more years than I've been at school. But at 2:30, if the clock right, 2 times for the day, I am not caring at all about the political football, in the sense that, yes, other people may be arguing over whatever it is, but that is not the focus right now. The focus right now is on whether this is a good and right thing to do. And the good and right thing to do is to make sure that the people who are there have the full confidence of the country and have the full confidence that they are doing the right thing. And if that is not the focus, then we lose. And my point of view simply is that we have to make sure that the people who are there are doing the right thing. Now, I am not involved in any decision or discussions with any member of the opposition in any way, but I know very certain that everybody, Minister, Prime Minister, Holness himself says, if he knows something, he's going to take action. That is the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister has done that over time already. So I just want him to continue with doing the same action that I know he can. So whether the political football or someone is going to say that in this case, I don't even know what Dennis Gordon as the leader of the, or what is he in the opposition? What was he in the opposition? Was he removed? That is not my point of view right now. My point of view literally is that this person is a minister. And this minister has been accused by an organ of that we put in place, and that he is accused of something there, and his position is untenable where he is.
All right, so I have a question then. Do you think that our anti-corruption architecture is working as intended? Because the expectation is from a moral standpoint, based on what you're saying, that Dr. Wheatley,
everything point of view,
moral, ethical standpoint, that based on the allegations from a governance standpoint, right? So you're saying based on the allegations from a governance, ethical, moral standpoint, that is the decision that you think ought to be taken. But then I want to ask then, if our anti-corruption architecture works perfectly, because if the expectation is that somebody makes that decision from that standpoint, then should we not have reforms in our architecture to say, if this is the case, this is what happens next?
So, current allegations. If there has been investigations and investigations has led to something being proffered, that's an important situation we use, right? So the first point, if there has been investigation and the investigation has proffered this, then this moves. In a parliamentary democracy, and we have to be clear about this, in a parliamentary democracy, the Prime Minister is the one who has confidence and appoints his ministers. That is critical. So the Prime Minister is the one who can hire and fire. So whatever I am saying is just because I can talk. But importantly, we should make note that the Integrity Commission and every part of the anti-corruption and the integrity architecture of Jamaica has been working, has been trying a lot across the world. We can think about it in terms of the more revenue that we're getting because the tax audit system has worked. The more revenue that we're getting from customs because customs or RPD has worked. The amount of guns that have not come in because it is working. We are saying that all of this is happening because we are vigilant, and when we see something, we act on it. So waiting until it is at its worst or it has played out itself for 5 years is not what we need. What we need at least is when we recognize something and that there's a pattern that is bad, we move it. At some point, we have to believe that we need a better Jamaica, whether it is for green, whether it's for blue, whether it's for yellow. We need a better Jamaica because Jamaica is for all of us. And we work towards that and move swiftly towards that.
A final one. My producer is telling me we have to wrap. But how would you view Dr. Mads if the Prime Minister decides to stand by his Minister of Technology?
That's the Prime Minister's right. All I can do is say from a governance point of view, and I wonder if the Prime Minister believes that that is more important to stand by his minister than to speak about what is happening across the country and how people in the country would feel. But that is the Prime Minister's right. And I can only just speak about what I'm thinking.
Principal Director of the National Integrity Action, Dr. Gavin Morris. Thank you so much for your time.
Have a good day.
All right, we take a quick break here on Nationwide this morning. We'll be back with more.
For all your scales and food processing equipment, call Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited at 876-968-9612 to 5. The time by Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited is...
It's 7:58.
Hawkeye is protecting homes, businesses, and communities with trusted security solutions. The temperature by Hawkeye, securing what matters most, is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston City, 28 degrees Celsius out west in Montego Bay, 24 degrees Celsius in the cool hills of Mandeville.
This is Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by the UDC, making development happen. Saudi Arabia has a significant history in the FIFA World Cup, appearing in 7 tournaments, 1994 to 2006, 2018, 2022, and qualifying for 2026, with their best performance being a round of 16 finish in 1994. Famous for a stunning 2-1 victory over Argentina in the last World Cup, they are known for disciplined underdog performances. Saudi Arabia, one of the 48 teams that will participate at the FIFA World Cup 2026. And you can follow their progress right here on Nationwide 90 FM. We'll have live and extended coverage of the greatest show on earth. That was Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by the UDC, making development happen.
Madam Speaker, we are advancing both child rehabilitation and social reintegration strategies. This is grounded in a more humane and forward-looking vision of justice by the administration. It recognizes that children in conflict with the law requires guidance, not punishment. These efforts, all listed above, are already showing measurable results, Madam Speaker. In 2025, the recidivism rate declined from 41% to 27% for the first time in our history, reflecting meaningful progress in offender reintegration. For the first time in recent history, we are recording this kind of significant reduction.
Good day, passengers. This is your captain speaking. A cool new arrival has just landed at Active Home Center. From the Bally brand you already know and trust for inverter fans, comes Bally Air Conditioners, featuring energy-saving inverter technology, ultra-quiet cooling, and smart Wi-Fi control. For a limited time, with any Bally air conditioner purchase, get $15,000 off your next store-wide purchase. Discover Bally ACs and fans at Active Home Center. Conditions apply.
It's time for Hot Listings, Nationwide 90 FM's on-air classifieds, made for quick ads and fast results.
Ants in your milk? Or maybe you have a rodent infestation. Whatever the pest, check Reedy's Pest Control. If you've got pests, put us to the test. Call or WhatsApp 876-807-7067. That's 876-807-7067.
That was Hot Listings on Nationwide 90 FM. Listings start as low as $1,500. Call 876-630-1210 to book yours today.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
The time by Grace Good Move is
2 minutes after 8.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
Taking you across Jamaica this Friday morning, June 19, 2026 in St. James. Detectives assigned to the St. James Criminal Investigation Branch have charged a man in connection with the shooting of a father and his 6-year-old son in the parish. The incident took place at about 8:35 a.m. on Monday, March 16. Charged with 2 counts of wounding with intent and using a firearm to commit a felony is a 32-year-old Leroy White, otherwise called Chucky, of York Bush, Mount Carey. Reports are that armed men opened gunfire in the vicinity of a bar on Mount Carey Main Road. When the shooting subsided, the man and his son were found suffering from gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital for treatment. White was apprehended on Tuesday. The police say he was charged after an identification parade and interviewed in the presence of his attorney. A court date for White is being finalized. In Hanover, lawmen assigned to the Hanover Policing Division have charged 3 people with possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition following an operation in Santoy District, Green Island, on Saturday. The 3 are all from Santoy District. They are 36-year-old disc jockey Nicholas Gordon, otherwise known as Juki, 22-year-old delivery man Dwayne Patterson, and 48-year-old janitor Princess Clayton. The Green Island Police report that a team of police personnel conducted an operation in the community about 6:30 a.m. During the operation, the house was searched and a Browning pistol with a magazine affixed containing 5 9mm rounds was reportedly found. The 3 were taken into custody. They were charged on Monday after a question and answer interview in the presence of their lawyers. In St. Andrew, 3 women have been charged for embezzling over $1 million from a food store in the parish. The accused are 35-year-old Jody K. Harrison, 39-year-old Tanise Wade, and 46-year-old Nikisha Evans. The police have not named the store, but say it's located on Constant Spring Road. The alleged embezzlement occurred between October 2025 and April 2026. Reports from the Constant Spring Police indicate that the owner of the food store detected discrepancies in the business's cash records and initiated an internal investigation. The investigation revealed that Harrison, who was employed as a cashier supervisor, allegedly conspired with Wade and Evans to steal cash amounting to $1.76 million. Further investigation revealed that the 3 allegedly processed refunds for customer purchases without any refund requests being made by the customers. They then reportedly removed the amount refunded from the cash register for their own benefit. The matter was reported to the police, and the accused were subsequently taken into custody and formally charged. The police say their court appearance dates are currently being arranged. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Friday morning.
The following safety tip is brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace. Do not wait until it is too late. Save emergency numbers like 119 and 110 so you are prepared in any urgent situation. Remember, your safety is your responsibility. The preceding safety tip was brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
The JTA Sagicor National Athletics Championships. Friday, June 26th, Saturday, June 27th at 10 a.m. Adults $500, children in uniform or school gear $300. Come witness the next generation of Jamaican stars at the National Stadium. Meet our patron, Shanoya Douglas, under 2200 meter World Championship silver medalist. Come cheer on our future stars. The JTA Sagicor National Athletics Championships. Friday, June 26th, Saturday, June 27th at 10 a.m. It all starts here.
Commercial spaces for you. Parks and attractions for you. Housing and residential developments for you. Beautiful rental properties for you. Improving quality of life through infrastructure development across Jamaica for you. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation.
UDC for you.
We're back with you. It's Nationwide this morning. A Jamaican-born lawmaker in the United States is seeking to take his public service to the national stage, driven by a commitment to improving the lives of residents in Maryland through effective leadership and representation. Senator Arthur Ellis, who is serving his second term in the Maryland State Senate, is contesting the Democratic primary on June 23, 2026. He hopes to succeed long-serving Congressman Steny Hoyer as the representative for Maryland's 5th Congressional District. If successful, Senator Ellis would bring his years of legislative experience and community advocacy to the U.S. Congress. Senator Ellis joins us now to discuss his campaign, his vision for the district, and what he hopes to accomplish if elected. Welcome, Senator Ellis.
Thank you, Sandra. It's good to be with you and all your listeners.
Okay, Senator Ellis, what motivated you to enter the race for Maryland's 5th Congressional District seat at this time?
Yeah, motivation, good question. You know, I saw the folks who got in the race. None of them have the kind of legislative experience and service to the great country, United States of America, like I have. I'm a veteran. I served in the Air Force. You know, I did a lot for this country and the state of Maryland. I just received the National NAACP Award for leadership when it comes to health care reform, especially having to do with black Marylanders. And so I've done a lot in 8 years in the Senate of Maryland, and no one in the race matches my legislative accomplishments. And so I decided to get in the race to get up a safe Senate seat to really take on a very crowded primary. We have like 23, 24 candidates in the primary going to succeed our current Congressman, Steny Hoyer, like you mentioned, who has served over 40 years in Congress.
So what are the most pressing issues based on your connection with residents in Maryland in the 5th Congressional District that you are running? What are those issues, and how would you address them if elected to Congress?
Yeah, the number one issue right now is the cost of living, just like for my family and friends in Jamaica. The cost of living has gone sky high, especially with the Trump war in the Middle East with Iran, the closing of the Straits of Hormuz. Gas prices have risen close to 50%. Price of diesel for our trucks have doubled. Jet fuel have gone up really high. Folks can't travel by air like they used to. Cost of food, fertilizers, everything People plant a garden, they have to pay more for their fertilizers. The cost of living is just high, and the wages haven't kept up with the increase in cost of items. And so people really feel the strain. Families are suffering, have to make tough choices. Like, do I buy this medicine or do I buy this food from the supermarket? Choices like that. And it's just unfortunate. So I'm going there to basically lend my voice, a very outsized voice, a strong voice, to say, hey, wait a minute, let's get this war under control, let's end this war, and all these military adventures of the president. Because in the United States, only the Congress can declare war. Congress has fell asleep, and they just tell the president to do anything they want to do. But constitutionally, Congress is in charge. And being a veteran, military member for years, understand the system, I will bring a voice, a strong voice, to say, hey, let's control these wars. And when we control these wars, we'll bring down the price of goods, and even the tariffs that Trump has put in over the years before the war. It costs increasing costs of avocados, mangoes, everything that's coffee that's imported, even from Jamaica. It's just very high because of the tariffs. And so Congress is the one who should be imposing tariffs and not the president in a unilaterally way, just doing it himself. So basically the cost of living is the number one item. The stronger behind is to really take care of our federal workforce. We have a lot of federal employees in this district, congressional district. Quite a few. We're right outside the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, and a lot of our individuals, especially black people, are picked on by Trump and his cronies, and they fire. I mean, I have relatives who are fired, relatives with PhD fired by the Trump administration. They're doing their work, great scientists, great administrators, because they're black, he's firing them. And so we will exercise the congressional right to, hey, Congress, we're the ones who created these positions, these agencies, these jobs. Only us can defund them. So we will push to get a lot of these federal employees rehired with back pay and benefits.
So you were born in Jamaica. You've built a successful political career in Maryland. How has your immigrant experience shaped your approach to public service?
Well, that's a good question. I really, I've been a stranger in this land. My parents came here. I had no relatives here to tell me all the traditions. And I was able to learn a lot of the customs and traditions, serving in the U.S. military for years and years and years, and serving with people from all over the country. And really, the immigrant work experience, where you don't have inherited land somewhere to build your house on. You have to work hard to buy everything, right? And you have to work hard to really survive. And that's the immigrant experience. Whether you move to Canada or England or the U.S., you're going to work hard for everything. And you're going to really keep your head down and learn the customs and traditions of the new land and do your best to be a very good citizen and contributive members of society. And so that's my immigrant experience, is basically being able to work hard and to accept the fact that no one's going to give me anything at all in this world, in this country. I got to go out there and pray hard and work hard and go for everything that opportunities entails in the U.S.
Congressman Steny Hoyer has represented the district for decades. How would your leadership differ from his, and what new perspectives would you bring to the role?
Well, okay, the big difference is I'll be the first black person to represent this district ever. And I will say that if you go to different parts of the district, Hoyer has focused on the white areas. The white areas are very developed, and the black areas, a lot of excuses why things haven't happened. Like we were trying to get the brand new FBI headquarters in Prince George's County, which is a majority black county, and for many years they've been trying, and it never happened. Always blaming someone else, blaming Trump, blaming Obama, blaming Biden. This guy's been around for 40 years. And no major projects have come to the black areas in this district. This district, this congressional district, is majority black. And we are really ignored. I mean, they show up, and just by saying hi, so many of us are happy that, they say hi to us, and we're satisfied. But, the thing is, what I've done as the first black senator representing Southern Maryland, first black senator ever, I brought a lot of resources back, over $2 million in scholarships in 8 years for my high school graduates going to college. I built the very first Boys and Girls Club. It's a youth club in the United States, the first one in Charles County. There's none in the second majority black district. And, you know, just go on, and just lots of money I brought back. I brought back I put in law to build a light rail system to connect our workers to Washington, D.C. It's a $3 billion, U.S. billion project that was needed. I'm the first person to ever put a bill in. I got the bill passed, and that system is being engineered right now. So a lot of things I've done, from relatively small scholarships to billion-dollar projects. I put the bill in and fight like hell to get it funded, and all these things are funded and very successful at it and really getting things done. So I will be on steroids working with the federal government, being a congressperson, to get all these projects done, plus bring more jobs into my district, manufacturing jobs, high-tech jobs, opportunities for residents or young people growing up to really stay in our district and work and make a good wage and a living wage.
Based on the reports from the Maryland district, the spending in that election that you will be contesting, the primaries, it will be heavy and it will be against you. How do you see yourself shaping up against your competitors?
Yeah, so my successes, my message is so big and strong that it overwhelms everyone's big money. When I first ran for the state senate in 2018, 8 years ago, my competitor spent over $1.4 million on the race. You wouldn't believe how much I spent, $47,000. And of course I won. 47,000 versus 1.4 million. Okay? Money is just an item that they throw at people. And when people realize that it's all bad money that is going to destroy their quality of life, they reject it. And let me say, the individual that Steny Hoyer and the AIPAC, which is the Israeli War Machine Political Action Committee, and the other crypto people, the high-tech people, spend on my opponent, I think it's still approaching $10 million so far. I mean, we have discredited that money. I mean, they heckled this guy, this opponent, outside of his own district. I mean, they threw him out of his district. He has to run and hide. I was there in his district, in a city called Bowie in Prince George's County, and they defaced all his signs, called him a sellout. I was there when people passed by, saw his campaign workers, and used expletives. I mean, cursed them out with the F word. I mean, he's not even liked in his district because he's taken this outside money to represent other people and not the people that will send him there. And so his money and his politics is totally rejected and will go down in flames.
So what are your choices? What are your chances, in this election? How are you seeing it shape up, Senator Ellis? And should we be expecting that you will take this home?
Well, I'm always humble. I work my tail off to win my votes, and I never take the voters for granted. And we'll be out there all weekend into Tuesday, the election. Election day is coming up on next Tuesday. I will work hard, but my supporters are showing up to vote, and I am the best alternative to what the establishment is pushing on us. And the people are receiving the message. I have enough funds in this campaign to deliver the message, and I've been delivering this message, and the tide has turned in my favor. And I think and I pray that with the blessings of the good Lord and the voters of Maryland Congressional District 5, I will be victorious.
Thank you so much for joining us, Senator Ellis, this morning. Senator in the Maryland Senate, Arthur Ellis, who is going up for that Democratic primary against about 23 other competitors for the Maryland's 5th Congressional District. Thank you for joining us, Senator Ellis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Father. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. We're going for a break, listeners. After this, we'll have more.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is?
It's 8:21.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside, is
28 degrees Celsius in Kingston City, 30 degrees Celsius out west in Montego Bay, and 25 degrees Celsius in the cool hills of Mandeville.
This is Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us.
Colombia has appeared in the FIFA World Cup on 6 occasions: 1962, 1990, 1994, 1998, 2014, and 2018. In 2014, Colombia reached the quarterfinals, the best ever result by the team. Colombia was originally selected to host the 1986 World Cup after a well-fought battle. However, due to financial deficiency, Colombia was unable to improve the facilities to meet FIFA's requirements in time. Mexico, after beating other contenders, including the USA, replaced Colombia as the 1986 host country. Colombia, one of 48 countries, will be participating at the FIFA World Cup finals, and you can follow their progress right here on Nationwide 90 FM, who will have extended coverage of the World Cup, the greatest show on earth.
That was Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us.
From the biggest tracks to the biggest energy, Nationwide keeps it moving. If you love the vibes, come and lock in with us for real.
World boss, if a prison could stop me.
Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Practice. God me say you watch you of me practice.
Super Center, everything for your home and more.
Bring back the fun of shopping. Discover the best finds in every aisle of amazing items. For your kitchen, your living room, your bedroom, or any room, Azan Supercenter has that perfect touch to elevate your space to the next level. Our team is ready to help you find what you are looking for you or someone else. So stop by our Crossroads store today and rediscover the fun of shopping.
Azan Supercenter, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Reaching out to all original daddies.
They lead with strength, they love with purpose, they inspire through action. Now it's their turn to be honored. Join Nationwide 90 FM live inside Cliffviews Online Friday, June 19 at 10 a.m. for the Outstanding Fathers Award Ceremony 2026 under the theme Build on Strength and Sacrifice, Honoring Resilience and Commitment. The Bureau of Gender Affairs will recognize fathers from across Jamaica whose leadership, resilience, and positive parenting continues to make a lasting impact on their families and communities. That's the Outstanding Fathers Award Ceremony 2026 live inside Cliffviews Online Friday, June 19 at 10 a.m. Let's celebrate the men whose dedication is helping to build stronger families and a stronger Jamaica. Catch this and so much more on our YouTube channel, NNN Radio Live, and keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Bureau of Gender Affairs Men's Empowerment Unit.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. Now, there is a very special story that I want to bring to you this morning, and we'll be hearing from her as well. Jael Nelson, a medical student at Meharry Medical College School of Medicine in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, the Jamaican native who hails from Denham Town in West Kingston has dreamed of becoming a neurosurgeon since she was just 9 years old, and that dream became deeply personal after she lost loved ones to medical conditions that may have had better outcomes with greater access to healthcare services or resources. In 2024, Giles suffered an unimaginable loss when both of her parents died just months apart. Her mother passed away from a stroke, while her father died from complications related to a blood clot. Despite the overwhelming grief, Jael remained determined as she prepared for the MCAT, applied to medical school, and successfully secured a place to pursue her lifelong ambition. Today, however, she faces a significant financial challenge. She needs an additional US $110,000 to continue her medical education and stay on the path toward becoming a neurosurgeon. Jael joins me this morning to share her inspiring story of perseverance, resilience, and hope. Welcome, Jael.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
All right.
Thank you.
So I'm not sure if you heard the brief I just gave to our listeners about you, but if you didn't and you want to add something else other than what we've said about your parents and what inspired you to take on this journey of becoming a neurosurgeon.
Yeah, so as you said, it began when I was 9, and I just saw a need for an improvement in the advancing Jamaica's healthcare system as it relates to like neurological services. I've had relatives pass from traumatic brain injuries, and my mom from a stroke, and before that I had my granddad that also suffered a stroke. So that really inspired my journey to becoming a neurosurgeon. As it relates to Meharry, the journey was rather difficult to get into medical school here in the US. It's a years long process. And I had to retake the MCAT twice, or I had to do it twice rather, due to like navigating the grief the first time. I thought I could do it through the grief, but I'm always determined, so I went after it. And I didn't do as well as I would like to, so I resat the exam and I got a better score, and that's how I was accepted to Meharry Medical. Meharry starts on Monday, and I've reached out to them about starting a bit later due to my financial issues, and they said no, they could defer me until next year. So that's where I am right now.
Okay, and of course we have to ask you, Jael, if you have a GoFundMe.
Yes, I do have a GoFundMe. I have a link that I could also share in the live chat if needed, and it's on my Instagram, my Insta, and I also have an email that people could reach out to. It's Jael Nelson, so Jael Nelson, Nelson 006 @gmail.com. And just
And tell us your socials so that folks can go on over and access the link.
Okay, yes. So my social media is uncommon, UNCOMMON._.beauty, BEAUTY.
So that's your Instagram, uncommon
yes.
._.beauty. And your
yes.
email address is JaelNelson006 @gmail.com.
And if anyone wants to reach me via phone call, that's in the US, my number is 646-537-5592.
Yeah, so for Marksman here in our YouTube chat, Jael, who missed out on the introduction, asking, are you a doctor already? So you're just about to begin medical school.
Yes, I should have begun this year, but unfortunately they had to defer me until next year due to the lack of financing.
And what has that journey been like, trying to get financial support to take on this journey of becoming a neurosurgeon?
It's been pretty hard. I think creating the GoFundMe was a last resort. I've reached out to everyone in my network about like co-signing for private loans. Because I'm an international student, I cannot benefit from federal loans in the US, so I had to go towards private loans. And unfortunately, no one has been, or more than one person haven't been able to like co-sign for me or willing to co-sign.
What about accessing scholarships?
I've applied to quite a few, but I haven't heard back anything as yet. And as it relates to that, because my school is starting a bit earlier than other schools, a lot of the scholarships give out word about if you receive it in like July, August, thereabouts.
And tell us a little bit about yourself, Jael. For those of the YouTubers or online, they're not from West Kingston, not quite familiar with you. Talk to us about who you are.
Yeah, so as I said, I was born and raised in Denham Town. I went to Immaculate Conception High School, after which I did the SATs and I got two partial scholarships, one from the college that I went to, which is Long Island University in Brooklyn, and also another from my member of parliament, Mr. Desmond McKenzie, via the Edward Seaga Scholarship. So that's how I did my undergraduate degree. And after doing my undergraduate degree, I was doing Alzheimer's disease research for the past 2 years.
And how has that been? I'm very interested in Alzheimer's.
Yeah, so it's been rather an interesting journey for me as well, because I was working with mice in conducting Alzheimer's disease research. It has expanded like my scientific understanding of the disease, and it's also added to like my fascination with neurodegenerative issues and neurological issues.
And is this an aspect of medicine that you'd like to take on?
Yes, it is.
Oh, got you. That is well needed, Jael. And is it that you plan to come back to Jamaica? Because listen, we are speaking into being that you will become a neurosurgeon. You'll get the support that you need and become a neurosurgeon. Is it that you intend to return to Jamaica?
Of course. And as since I was younger as well too, I've aspired to work on what is called the Mercy Ship, so where I can go to other underserved areas throughout the world and help with advancing the medical care that's available to them.
So just to give us the information again for the support that you need to pursue your neurosurgery program.
So my Instagram is uncommon._.beauty, and my email that you can reach out to me is Jael Nelson, Jael Nelson, NELSON 006@gmail.com. And my phone number, my US phone number is 646-537-5592.
So let's go over that number again.
646-537-5592.
5592. And what would you say to young people this morning, Jael, who they've lost a parent or both parents, and they are pursuing really ambitious careers, and they're finding it difficult to do so?
Yeah, I think that has been like a struggle for me. There are times I'm just like, why do I have to be this ambitious? But sometimes when God lays something on your heart, it's for a good reason, and your story can inspire others to continue to go after what they want to go after, what's destined for them. And it's just never give up, because there are times where I'm just like, I don't know if I could do this, but my own self, my own determination and stubbornness wouldn't allow me to give up on this dream, because I know that it's not only for me, but it's also for like my nieces and nephews and other people that can look up to me, and other people from Denham Town or other inner city communities, knowing that like you can go after your dreams, and like there are good that come out of these areas.
Well, thank you so much, Jael, and I hope that the spotlight that we've placed on your appeal really reaches folks out there, and they will hop on in and assist you in pursuing your ambitions and coming back to Jamaica and assisting and contributing to an area that really does need more folks contributing to it in terms of Alzheimer's and those sort of diseases. Thank you so much, Jael.
Thank you so much for having me, and have a good one.
You too, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we take a break here on Nationwide this morning. We'll be back with more. Rebuild with standards, rebuild with confidence. Test your blocks, concrete, cement, aggregates, and other building materials at the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. The BSJ, building a nation, test by test. The time by the BSJ is 8:35.
Path beneficiaries. The June payment cycle is here and ready for collection. Post offices and payment agencies will deliver payments based on last names up to June 29, 2026. Be sure to follow the Ministry's official social media pages to find out when you should collect. If you miss your date, you must collect on June 30 or July 1, 2026. For more information, call Path at 876-922-8013 or visit the Ministry's website at mlss.gov.my. mls.gov.jm. Path, advancing your family, developing Jamaica. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, the People's Ministry, leaving no one behind.
Use your Sagicor Bank credit card for a chance to win a VIP watch party for Dad and 9 friends. Experience the big game in a private luxury box with catered food and drinks. Score big for Dad with your Sagicor Bank credit card. Conditions apply.
This is Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by the UDC, making development happen. Saudi Arabia has a significant history in the FIFA World Cup, appearing in 7 tournaments, 1994 to 2006, 2018, 2022, and qualifying for 2026, with their best performance being a round of 16 finish in 1994. Famous for a stunning 2-1 victory over Argentina in the last World Cup, they are known for disciplined underdog performances. Saudi Arabia, one of the 48 teams that will participate at the FIFA World Cup 2026. And you can follow their progress right here on Nationwide 90 FM. We'll have live and extended coverage of the greatest show on earth. That was Nationwide's World Cup Team Profile. Brought to you by the UDC, making development happen.
This station raised me. It gave me a voice. And if Nationwide has ever meant something to you, come on in. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
As a taxi man, every mickle make a muckle. I see him way, so BCIC easy pay stay.
Having 11 months to pay my car and home insurance, little by little, puts me at ease.
Exactly. With my type of business, I have to fret about pay a big money, yet always covered. Get as much as 11 months to pay your car and home insurance while enjoying 100% coverage with BCIC Easy Pay.
Path beneficiaries. The June payment cycle is here and ready for collection. Post offices and payment agencies will deliver payments based on last names up to June 29, 2026. Be sure to follow the Ministry's official social media pages to find out when you should collect. If you miss your date, you must collect on June 30 or July 1, 2026. For more information, call Path at 876-922-8013 or visit the Ministry's website at mlss.gov.jm. Path, advancing your family, developing Jamaica. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, the People's Ministry, leaving no one behind.
Use your Sagicor Bank credit card for a chance to win a VIP watch party for Dad and 9 friends. Experience the big game in a private luxury box with catered food and drinks. Score big for Dad with your Sagicor Bank credit card. Conditions apply.
We're back with you. It's Nationwide this morning. The Jamaica Music Museum, a division of the Institute of Jamaica and the National Library of Jamaica, announced the opening of their collaborative exhibition, Windrush, the Midwife of Modern Britain. Opening on Sunday, June 21st, 2026 at the Water Lane Gallery, the exhibition explores the Caribbean diaspora's role in shaping contemporary British society. The theme is Windrush, the Midwife of Modern Britain. For more, we're joined by Director of the Jamaica Music Museum, Herbert Herbie Miller. Good morning, Sir Miller.
Sandy, how are you, Virgin?
Good enough. So, what inspired the Jamaica Music Museum and the National Library of Jamaica to collaborate on this exhibition?
Good morning to your listeners, and thanks for having us on. With my co-curator, Tricia Lawrence, we have been doing a focus on the Windrush for a number of years now. So it's not just this year that we've begun. We have been doing it. It's important that we do that because our history seems to be hidden too often, especially recent history that we should just know off the top of our heads on a flick of a finger. In 1948, following the Second World War, when Britain was totally devastated and ravished by German bombs, so many of their inhabitants lamed, they turned to the colonies, the British colonies, the Caribbean, the West Indies, and invited men in particular to come and rebuild Britain. Women worked in factories and so on, and they became nurses, and we went. Our foreparents went. And in recent times, we realized the whole situation with the so-called Windrush generation and people being deported and sent back home, and so on. So it's important that we highlight the larger history, and especially the cultural, social, and political history that Caribbeans brought to Britain.
The title, though, Windrush, the midwife of modern Britain. Why was that title chosen?
It's chosen because if you look at British rock and roll, for example, if you look at so much of British culture, if you look at even the way they play cricket these days, with a greater flair than in the old copybook style, you see a lot of West Indian influence in there, the vibrancy of British pop culture today. And think of it that when Lord Kitchener in 1948 disembarked at Tilbury, he was singing right away, "London is the place for me." Shortly thereafter, he was singing, "My landlord, she's so rude. In my affairs, she want to intrude. And can't get nobody to the little cold water flat that he's renting." In 1950, when the West Indies won for the first time at no less a place than Lord's against England, he and Lord Beginner took over the field singing victory test match, cricket, love the cricket at Lord's, where I saw it. So you find now that so many other things that take place in British pop culture was given birth by the presence of these West Indians. Think about this. Do you realize, do you guys know the first manager of the Beatles was a West Indian? All right, look into that history.
Wow.
This guy took them first to Germany. Ringo wasn't in the band as yet, and he pulled them together to become what they later. And how also West Indians, through their hands, were riots, the Notting Hill riot rather, turned it into this huge annual carnival.
Yes.
How Britain has become so much of a multicultural society.
Indeed, but based on that, there are a number of exhibition references ranging from John Blank to jazz musicians, writers, activists, and the stories you're telling just now. How were these stories selected and woven together to become a part of the exhibition?
Well, you know, we can't tell everything. There are so many musicians, Dizzy Reese, Bertie King, Joe Harriott. Joe Harriott alone is considered the father of European avant-garde jazz. This guy from Alpha Boy School.
Yeah.
Dizzy Reese signed with Blue Note Records. Because of someone, a giant like Una Marson, broadcasting back to the Caribbean during the war years with London Calling. You think of the writers, Samuel Salvan, George Lamming, icons such as those. And there are so many that we just had to leave by the wayside. We just couldn't put everyone in. When you look at the politics of Britain, the education of Britain,
yes,
West Indians who have served, who have been elected, who have been governors of different counties. It's so much. What the West Indies did, and bear in mind, they're up against Bory Boys and skinheads. My friend Sash told me in 1977 that when they had to face those thugs with blackjack, knuckle dusters, and switchblade knives, all they had to turn to was a cobblestone inside the British street. They dug them out, and as he said to me in an anecdotal conversation, when a guy by the name of Useless from country fling the tent brick, the first one never land yet. They fling them things stone and fight back. to find their place of respect in Britain in face of these thugs. Now, of course, they were embraced by so many Britons who brought them into the recording industry, into the arts industry, into politics, supported them, stood with them, marched with them. But yes, you had to face that other set.
Yeah, so on Sunday the 21st at the Water Lane Gallery, this exhibition will be open to the public.
At 2 p.m.
At 2
Sunday,
p.m.
yes. A little live music. We'll try and recreate some of those older songs that the Windrush delivered. It's at the Water Lane Gallery, as you correctly said. And we invite you all to come down. It will be open for the next 2 months, obviously. If we get a great support, we'll extend it.
Yeah.
But as you know, the Institute of Jamaica, the National Library of Jamaica, has been serving this nation for over 100 years, and we continue to go for another 100.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Sir Miller.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, listeners, you heard it here, opening on Sunday, June 21st at the Water Lane Gallery. We'll have that exhibition, Windrush, the Midwife of Modern Britain. And of course, Sir Miller says it will be open for 2 months. We're going for a break, listeners. After this, we'll have your birthdays.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is...
It's 8:48.
My Father, my God, yeah. You've been my Father for as long as I can remember. A Father till the end. You've been my friend, a friend for all eternity, the closest friend to me, yes. But when the road of life seemed rough and rocky, you were there for me. You keep me strong with your blessings and true with your mercy. You'll always be my Father, my friend, my God, my guide. Forever you will be, and I will walk by your side. My Father, my friend, my God, my guide. My love for you I'll never hide. No. You are my God, the only one I ever had. You prove your love for me, yes. You are my guide, your footsteps I will walk with pride. My praises I'll give to thee. You're my Father, my friend, my God, my guide. Forever you will be, and I will sing by your side. My Father, my friend, my God, my guide. My love for you I'll never hide. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. When the road of life seemed rough and rocky, you were there for me. You keep me strong with your blessings and true with your mercy. You'll always be my Father, my friend, my God, my guide. Forever you will be, and I will walk by your side. I
time for the birthdays this morning. And of course, we're wishing all those people who were born on the 19th of June a very, very, very special happy birthday to you. We have our Facebook friend Simone Hamilton. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. We have Intuitive Pusey. A very happy birthday to you over there. Brianna Rose, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And Marsha Jackson, a very, very special happy birthday to you. Yeah. I have another one here, Mr. King. This one says, happy birthday to my mother, Sybil Chin. Thank you for the sacrifices, the unconditional love and wisdom you've given me daily. You have made me the man I am today. Enough love from son Kirk and grandson Joshua. Another one to Sybil Chin is happy birthday to Sybil Chin. Your friendship is one of my special blessings. You are truly a wonderful individual. Much love and respect from Lurleen. So, Sybil Chin, a very happy birthday to you.
Sending happy birthday greetings also to Sophia Wellington. Happy birthday to you, Sophia Wellington. It's your birthday today. And Christopher Henry is saying, enjoy your day, girls. So happy birthday to you. Just throwing in as well for the daddies out there, the fathers, the father figures. Father's Day is on Sunday. So an early happy Father's Day to all the amazing fathers and father figures out there. Hoping that you guys will have a lovely day on Sunday. That you will be pampered, that you will be fed.
I really hope I will be.
That you won't be given any work to do. I see Grace Price saying happy birthday and anniversary shoutouts. So you want your birthday and anniversary shoutouts? Email familyclub@nationwidenewsnetwork.com or call 630-1210. This one is for the Murrays.
To fix more than you break. If you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, There's a place for people like you.
Some more birthdays I have here. Shout out to Nadine Barrett, coming from David Barrett. Birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday to you, Nadine. I saw another one for Tashika Drummond from Parity. I'm wishing you a very, very happy birthday. I lost it, but I remember it, so I'm just, oh, here it is. A very special and blessed birthday with love from Auntie Sharon, Auntie Bev, and family from the UK. Enjoy a special day. That's for Tashika Drummond. A very special happy birthday to you. And this one I see here, Verdella Brown. Happy birthday to her son Camilo Portius. May God continue to bless him. A very special happy birthday to you. Yes, happy birthday to you. And Gatti MC is saying happy birthday to Charmaine Walford. I wish for you a blessed day and God's richest blessings. We have a few more in our chat.
I'm seeing here as well.
Happy-
Did you see this one from Kino? Sending happy birthday. Oh, so Kino, it's your birthday. Kino Ward of Richmond
Yes.
in Manchester.
Yes,
you
I
did
saw
this
that
one? Okay.
Yes, but happy birthday to you.
Happy
Tina.
birthday.
Right, I have this one here for greetings going to Mr. Neil Pinnock at Swept Away Grill. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Philip Aniki from Ocean Coral Spring. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Renisha Reed Scott at William Nib High. A very special happy birthday to you, Renisha. And those birthdays greetings are coming, of course, from Sergeant Wayne Wallace. A very special happy birthday to you.
And I did see a final one here. Did you get this one from Gatti MC? Charmaine Walford?
I think I got that one just
all right.
Great.
So, if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary. And happy Father's Day when it comes on Sunday.
Down here all through you. There's a place up there for people like you.
Well, that's all the time we have here on Nationwide this morning. Yes, it's Friday morning and we're happy that you're here with us. We have to, of course, big up our super producer, Michelle McCree Smith, and of course, our super editor, Kimon Thompson, and the musical maestro, Mr. Jermaine King, giving you all those moves and those beats. Of course, it is the special show, the big show, Nationwide this morning. We're signing out. I'm Sondre Roden.
I'm Tona.
Good morning.
I can't live without your love.
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
That's when I knew heaven was on my side. Forever we are two separate stars, sharing one common life. If I am the prize, you're the winner. You're mine. I love you.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Your taxes hold the key.
Paying for your police records is now easier. Simply log on to the TAJ website at jamaicatax.gov